Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the Dynastyland football stream. I hope you've had a fantastic weekend and you're ready to dive head first into another real Dynasty startup draft. I'm here with the boy, Sammy Stacks.
Woohoo!
Once known as Sammy, and then when he made it into the league, knighted as Stacks on top of it. So good to have you here.
That's how it went.
Sammy, we are 86 days until kickoff, which is crazy because in between all of that, we're gonna do like a ton of redraft leagues, a ton of best ball leagues. We'll be flying to Austin. It's just crazy to me that like somehow everything that has to happen in the next 86 days is going to be fit into the next 86 days. It's just crazy to think about, but
yeah, it doesn't feel like it's like that's 3 months.
No,
we are under 3 months away, and it feels for the Zach. I literally like just randomly. Yes, I was watching some World Cup games yesterday, just chilling on the couch, hanging out.
Yeah,
and I just like had this like vision of Sunday of week 1.
Okay.
Which might be the best day of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
Sunday of week 1, you sit on the couch for the first time at 1 p.m. Eastern. Throw those games. Oh my gosh, I can't even. I get butterflies just thinking about it.
And for me, that is Monday at 3 a.m. But I am also excited for it.
But yeah,
deeply.
Yeah.
What's everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome in. What's up, Pablo? Henry's in the building. Schnively says first time in a land league tonight. Good luck, Schnively. What's up, Clutch Takes? He says I will be coaching by the time the stream starts, but have a great stream. What's up, Jay Phil? Whoever reading this reached on price. What's up, Joel in the building? Our commission night. Mike, hey, congratulations to all the Knicks fans out there. I am so happy for you guys. Like truly so happy for the Knicks franchise, for the Knicks fan base. That is. I mean, my team's the Thunder. We won last year, and I don't cry often, but I will admit it brought a tear to my eye, which is great to see that happen. For the city of New York, obviously, that's just massive. I hope that everybody in New York is safe, I will say. I hope everyone's safe, but congratulations to all of our New Yorkers. What's up, Kev? What is up, Styles in the building? R272 is here. Let go, let God. Mills. Brian, not in the Scott Fish Bowl. I don't even understand the process, dude. Like, I tried to get in.
I don't know it either.
Like 4 years in a row, and then I was like, whatever, I give up. And they do great work, by the way. They do awesome work. Like, I love the Scott Fish Bowl, but I just was like, I can't be bothered anymore. I've tried so much, so I just honestly gave up. But have you tried? Have you tried to get in?
No, I haven't. I know there's like right now I saw a tournament on Underdog to get in or something, and it's like a charity thing. Yeah, I haven't. I saw some posts on Twitter this past weekend, though, of people doing it in person. I think it was in, like, Cincinnati or something.
Okay, sure. That makes sense. Guys, appreciate you for being here. We are going to get into a real startup draft here in 1 second. We've got about 4 minutes until we jump into that. I thought it would be a good idea to start the stream with answering a couple trade questions. So I think that's where I'm going to go here. So if you'd like to ask any trade questions, you can do that through the Flock Fantasy website. Would love to hear from you guys on today's stream. This is Linked Nova, and Linked Nova is asking if he should send away Trevor Lawrence and Puka Nacua for Fernando Mendoza and Bijan Robinson. And I personally can't think of a reason why you would do this. To me, Puka and Bijan are in the same exact tier. So the question comes down to, would I rather have Fernando Mendoza or Trevor Lawrence? And I think Trevor Lawrence is exactly what you would want Mendoza to turn into, right? So
100%.
I'm pretty comfortably saying no. I'll take the Trevor Lawrence side of that myself.
Yeah, I'm completely with you.
M. Reed in the building says, thinking about offering a deal to down tier. What are your thoughts? Okay, so we've talked a lot about the idea of tearing down from Drake May this offseason. In this one, he would be getting Jalen Hurts and James Cook. And more importantly, look at the lineup. It's a 12-team start 12. I think this is the type of tear down you dream about if you're in a league this big, right? Because then your starting lineup has so much more of an impact on it, where it's Hurts, Caleb Williams, James Cook, Scattaboo. You are then starting Neighbors, London. What is that? That's 5 at tight end. You've got Warren. And then in this league, he would still have to start 5 names. And those 5 names now, after if you were to make this trade, would become Burden, Olave, McMillan, Judkins, Henderson. That's a complete lineup in a start 12. I don't mind this trade. What do you think about it, though? I know I'm kind of like...
This is perfect.
Okay.
I don't know if you get... I'm not sure you'd be able to get a whole lot more than this.
Yeah.
I might try to get more.
Sure.
But just because Drake May is such an elite asset and valued so highly... you know, Zach, I don't know if you've heard, but he's going to be the best quarterback in the league for the next 15 years. So you definitely...
That's true. For all you guys who are playing Dynasty and you're thinking about 20, 40 leagues, then this is going to be hard for y'all to hear. But I would say,
so I think,
if you could add on a Mike Evans, if you could add on a Swift into this deal, like those are really good additions in such a large league, Sammy. Or even like a second,
funny, Zach, 'cause
or,
this is,
you know.
This is kind of like very similar to the tier down I did off of Drake May earlier. I got Hurts, Ken Walker, Mike Evans, and I think I sent a second back. So like, getting a Mike Evans or DeAndre Swift, even if I have to send like a late second back, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, I think this makes a ton of sense given the format, right? I mean, if this was a super flex 12-team start 9, maybe we have a different opinion. Like maybe we do, but
I definitely want more. I would want even more. Yeah.
Chief Keith sending away Henderson for the 109, the 111. I am like very, very, very easily taking the Henderson side here. It's not really close at all. The 111 is worth a second in my mind this year. The 109, you're going to probably get Ty Simpson or Omar Cooper. And I just think a top 50 drafted running back, whether you believe in Henderson or not, I think this is way underselling him. So I would be hard against it unless you have a different opinion there.
No, I agree.
Okay.
I'm not even the biggest Travion guy, but I think that, you know, these late firsts are not worth a ton.
So this is a really interesting one because I have advocated that if you're a contender, why wouldn't you do something like this where if you think it's going to be a late first, send your late first for Jordan Tyson. But this says a mid first. So I think this is probably more like equivalent value. If Jordan Tyson breaks out in year 1, you would have had to pay more. If he's a slow start, then you may end up regretting this one. I think this is relatively even, but I'm more advocating for you guys to send your late first for those guys who are in like the top 6 of this year's class. So I might hold on to that if that's a true mid first, unless you have a different opinion.
No, I think I agree with you. If like I'm a full contender, like my team's looking like, you know, a candidate for the bye, and I can get a top 5 guy in this class for what should be a late first next year, I'm doing that every day of the week. If I'm like not that elite contender, I want to be more flexible and hold the first, and mid-season if I need to make a move for an asset scoring points, I can do that with it, but I wouldn't want to do this now.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, if you want to ask a trade question, obviously y'all know how to do that by now, but easiest way to do that is just by doing that through the Flock Fantasy website. So I will put a link in the chat for you guys. We'll be answering questions again after the draft if there are any questions that are submitted. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this startup draft. So this is a 12-team super flex start 10. And I know some people get upset about this, but people have chosen to allow myself and Sammy to draft for them. I mean, the internet is such a funny place because I feel like I find new ways that people get upset about something every time we ever post content. But yes, people are letting us draft for them. One of them is not actually able to be with us. They're in the UK. So a lot of you guys don't realize that sometimes when these guys are letting us draft, they're in a different country and they can't actually draft. They want to manage the team. They want to be a part of the community in that way. Sammy will be drafting at the 2 spot. Okay. I will be drafting at the 10 spot. So, excited to be in this one. It's a 0.75 tight end premium as well. So that's going to be exciting to watch kind of happen here. Everybody gets a 2-minute trade window that they can utilize at their convenience. Joel, you can go ahead and start this thing, but I will say to anybody out there, I'm obviously open to moving up, to moving down. You guys can send offers, and I'm sure Sammy feels the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, Zach, if you're open to moving up, I didn't realize you were a move up kind of guy. I'm gonna send you a little something.
I shouldn't have said open to moving up in the first because I think it'll cost a little too much. But you can send me something. I'm not opposed to hearing you out.
Let's just see.
I'm not gonna close a door in your face. By the way, we are gonna do a giveaway today. I'm gonna give away a live team playbook. All right. Would love for you guys to be a part of the giveaway. Very simple way for you to get into the giveaway. Step 1 is to like the stream. And step 2 is to type our code word, which will be today, Kronos. That is the next real land Dynasty startup draft that you can be a part of. If you're not aware, anybody can be in a real league that I host here on landleagues.com. The easiest way to do that is by simply becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. One of the many, many, many perks is being part of our Dynasty League community network, if you will, or whatever you want to call it. But Joel, whenever you're ready, I don't know if he may not have heard me, but we can start the draft whenever. Okay, perfect.
And we've begun. So, I did send you that little offer, Zach. Okay.
Let me have a look here. Then let me have a look.
Take a look. Take a look.
I mean, it's not a crazy offer. It's not a terrible offer.
It's not nuts.
I just don't mind drafting at the back end of the board in a third round reversal. I assume this is third round reversal. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately for me.
Yeah, I'm a hold tight here then.
All right, whatever.
But I do I appreciate the offer. I appreciate you trying to wine and dine me. All right.
Yeah, my friend at the 6-hole, Contreras, is the last person to not have seen my offer yet. So if you want to go ahead and check your inbox there, brother, there is an offer sitting in there.
How many trades have you sent out so far? I mean, see, Sammy's putting in work. Sometimes you got to put in work.
I think I sent 5 offers.
Okay.
It's all like the same trade though. Like I'm sending the same offer out to everybody, pretty much, just with their picks.
No, you're good, Joel. You're good, Joel. I just want to make sure that you heard me. D Macy says people complain about everything. It's incredibly annoying. That's not inaccurate, unfortunately. Calendars here is letting it go down. Maybe he set a queue.
We shall see. He did definitely set a queue.
He definitely set a queue. Because Gibbs is not number 1 on the ADP list, is he?
No, he's definitely not.
All right, I'm going to send some offers out here. So let me see what people are how people are feeling.
I got a decision to make here.
Sammy is on the clock. He's drafting for the 2 spot.
I'm waiting to hear from my guy Contreras if he gets back to me. If not, that's fine. Wasn't a crazy offer. And then I got to make a decision because I've my rankings are my rankings, but you and I have talked at length about how these drafts end up playing out, and what that ends up meaning for, roster construction and different things like that.
Yep.
And, sometimes top of the rankings is not always the best pick. And I got 8 seconds here. It doesn't look like I'm going to hear back from my friend here, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Bijan Robinson.
Okay, Bijan Robinson off the board here. How much I got? A lot. So when are we recording for the first audition video? That's this week, right?
Yep.
This week?
In a few days.
Okay, yeah.
In a few days, that's happening.
I'm excited.
Get your auditions in, folks. But if you, honestly, it's better to have it in sooner. Kevin called his trade window, it seems.
Kevin, won't you call my way? Sorry.
It's better to get it in sooner, just because then there's more time for you, the submitter, to get the fans on your side and all that kind of stuff.
I gotta be honest, there are of all the submissions that I've seen, there's a clear tier for me.
There's definitely a top few.
There's a very clear tier for me. And I have very clear criteria. I don't know if you guys remember last year, I actually able to be at the audition. I came in late and my numbers didn't really count. But I've got a very clear criteria, and I don't mind telling people right now what I will be grading on for these audition videos. So I wrote, I do not care about the following. If you are a good fantasy player, okay? Yeah. I do not care. I can't tell you the amount of submissions I've seen where they're like, everybody sucks. I'm the best. Don't care. If you get in the league, you can prove that. Okay? Don't care. Don't care if you've won 20 leagues in your home league. It does not matter to me. Okay? You can be the best. You can be the worst. Don't care. I do not care about, number 2, who you do or do not mention in your audition. Obviously, there was a little controversy last year. I don't care. That doesn't bother me if you mention me or you don't. I do not care about production quality. Doesn't matter how beautiful it does or does not look. I don't care about your existing clout either. So if you have 1 follower versus 1,000, doesn't bother me. I don't care about your age, your location, any of that. Here's what I do care about. Here's what I will be grading on. 3 factors. 3 factors alone. Number 1, creativity. All right. How creative are you? How can I envision you in this league contributing to the best fantasy football league in the world? Number 2, entertainment factor. Am I being entertained by you? Okay. Are you entertaining me? Am I laughing? Am I like, whoa, that was funny. Oh, that was smart. Oh, that was cunning, you know? Okay. Entertainment value, number 2. Number 3, the it factor. All right. Do you have the it factor?
Do you have it?
Those will all be graded on a scale of 1 to 10 for me and then averaged out. And that's how I'm going to be grading people in this video. So
it's really tough, man, because like, look, I think genuinely, like, being perfectly honest, I got really lucky. Like, I don't think that even myself watching the videos last year, and look, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that it turned out the way that it did, of course. But I think that I really benefit from the fact that a lot of people, the theme of the video was that people were like only talking about Mason.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that. I mentioned everybody equally. I didn't single out any specific person. I mentioned every single person that is in the league. And because everybody else didn't do that, I got a lot of bonus points for doing it. And now everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of stand out a different way because everybody is doing.
No, I gotta be honest, guys. Like, when I see a video of you impersonating people, it's just like we've evolved beyond that now. Okay, you're gonna have to be more creative. You know, Sammy's right there. Like, you gotta be more creative. You can't do what's done in the past. And look, I'm not saying like I'm iconic or anything, or like something that I do someone can't do, but try and do something that the league hasn't seen. There's a lot of people doing interview press conferences. All right, that's been done. Now there's some creativity beyond some of those press conferences, which I love to see. But I'm just saying, like, add your flair, be unique, bring something that we haven't seen yet. That's what I want to see. Okay.
Because, like, I think you don't want to be in a situation where you were like, okay, which press conference do we like better? You know?
Exactly.
You want to be the person who's doing something that nobody else did at all.
Yeah. It's funny because I call them dead auditions. No disrespect to anybody who's done this, but
there's tons of them, of course.
I define a dead audition as somebody who only, and I just got a trade done, but I define a dead audition as someone who only has discussed heavily in the video why they are super good at fantasy football or why everybody else sucks. Like, that's how I define a dead audition. If your entire audition, if the only thing you focus on is how good you are at fantasy football or how bad everybody else in the league is, it's a dead audition to me. I'm not really paying attention. So, there's got to be creativity, man.
See, Scribbles is right. If somebody can find some snow right now to piss in, that'd be impressive.
Yeah. Wait, where did you say that?
He said somebody should spell flock in the snow with your piss.
See, there you go. That's okay.
That would be different. That would be really different.
Okay, I did get a trade done, so I'll walk you guys through what that trade looks like. Now, I am moving back from the 110.
Zach, always freaking trading.
To the 201. I know. And again, I apologize to all the people who are upset when I make trades. I know that upsets a lot of people, but I am going from the 110 to the 201, and then we are swapping 5th and 6th.
Yeah, wow, that's a good deal. I think it's honestly specifically because of a pick that was made in this draft here. I don't mind this for Dan, depending on who he takes. There is a guy that I think deserves
I know what you're
to
talking
be in
about
this
there for sure.
In this sort of top tier that we've talked about, and I think Dan's gonna get him here if he chooses to.
Sean says, but I practiced kicking a field goal for 6 months all for this. I will say, I don't want to get too deep into like my thoughts on the Flock League editions, but I appreciated the most Antler Ice's submission. I will just say that right now. I appreciated that the most.
It was Antler Ice's was very, very good.
So
but also like I
tough
think
competition
that, like,
this year. Tough competition.
He goes Caleb Williams. I think that and Antler Ice is the thing. I don't want anybody to see Antler Ice's submission and be like, well, I can't get Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah. So I have no chance. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick being in the video honestly does not sway it for me at all.
Yeah. He
added to it, of course, but that could have been like some random person and it wouldn't change how good the submission is to me.
Yeah. What's up, Brash? So Sammy is drafting at the 2 spot. Okay, I am drafting at the 10 spot here. I've just made a trade. That's why it looks strange like that. But yeah, I'm feeling really good about whatever ends up falling to me here.
Let's see what Dan does at the 112, because
no longer are words necessary. Let's just see how things.
Let's just see what he. I'm just interested to see what he does.
Where is it go? They need one. Okay, I'm excited. Sammy, I can't believe. Can someone? Okay, so we had D Macy in the chat earlier, who, if you don't know, is our resident multiple term countdown expert. He's the expert on all things countdowns. The NFL draft countdown, the fantasy football season countdown, week 1, different countdowns. He's the expert. I need someone to tell me a countdown to August 11th. When do we actually draft, though? Would it be August 13th, maybe?
I think let me look. I think we draft
someone just tell me
happening
a countdown to 15th. August 13th. What is the countdown to August 13th? I want to know.
What happens on August 13th, Zach?
Pretty sure we're drafting in Austin, Texas, baby.
I think the Flock League draft is gonna be on the 15th, but
is it?
It could be around
a Saturday. Really? Well,
that's what it was last year.
59 days. People are saying 59 days. Let's just say about 2 months away. About 2 months away from the official Flock League draft, which is crazy. But I am very excited, obviously. It looks like we have a trade window here.
Dan's on his trade window here.
Nick said, "Can I ask nicely to join?"
That might work. You know, it'd be funny if somebody uploaded a video, be like, "This is my audition for the Flock League. I am a really nice guy. Could I please have a spot?"
Actually, I don't think that would work, but you could, like, I could see the idea working. You know what I mean? Where, like, you have to get a little unique with it, but I could see the idea working.
Zach, did you see the one that came in? I don't know if it was today or not, but he did like a movie trailer.
I don't think I have seen it, actually.
His name's Stunna Goat.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
That one was really good. Really, really good.
And I'll be honest with you, like, I know you built the site, but this like contestant site, like,
yeah,
I don't
the voting
trust
system,
anything here. Like,
no,
it's
the voting
very
system is
clear
scuffed.
what's happening. Okay,
Yeah.
no disrespect to anybody, but it's very clear what's happening.
Which does make sense
on this site.
I think it makes sense,
but
that,
it doesn't hold any
obviously
weight for me. I'll say
the people with a following have their followers who enjoy their content and stuff are going to vote for them. Like,
Yeah.
but the problem is that they're downvoting everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the issue. They're not giving a true, it's not giving us a true read on the people who don't have followings, because all the people with followings are just giving them a 1.
Yeah, it needs to be a
That's the
system
problem.
where I don't know how you fix that. We'll figure it out.
I don't think
next
you
year,
can.
but
I don't think you can, because
there's a lot of minions on the website. That's what I'll say. There's a lot of minions running around.
But yeah, basically, I mean, if anybody thinks that the winner of the vote gets the spot, then you're wrong, unfortunately. And it doesn't actually matter. It was just to gauge. The idea was just to gauge how the audience felt about it.
It was a good idea, but unfortunately, people are always going to take advantage and, make it look however they want it to look. Okay, this is really, really interesting because in the 0.75 Titan Premium, I did think I was going to take this player at the 110. I will now take him here. Okay, I'm gonna take Brock Bowers, but I'm just gonna listen to offers. Okay, I'm willing to move back again from the 201. I am gonna take Brock Bowers here if I stick and pick. But if there's anyone at all interested, you can send me an offer, and if there's any offers that are close enough, I can call my trade window here. Most likely outcome is that I just pick, but this will upset a lot of people as well that I've done this, Sammy, that I've said, oh, here's the player I'm going to take. But if anybody's interested.
I mean, yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that. I thought Dan was trading up for Bowers. And and I was going to be like,
to be fair, you've got Caleb ranked that high.
I wouldn't have Caleb over Bowers in this format.
Okay.
And I wouldn't trade up for Caleb because it's a massive tier from pick 9 on for me. But I thought he was trading up for Bowers, who Bowers in this format jumps into the top tier for me, makes it a tier of 9 instead of a tier of 8. And yeah, you trade down, you get 2 rounds of value, and you get him anyways. So
welcome home, Brock Bowers.
My boy Andy, if you're watching this, that's who I'm drafting for. My British friend Andy. I'm sorry, dude. We didn't get the 10 slot. We didn't get to profit off of this. I'm gonna do my best for you, brother.
Damn, I really want to Jeremiah Love with my next pick.
Which one?
Okay.
Oh, you're on the clock again. Okay.
I'm going to be honest again. I'm going to draft Malik Neighbors, but I am open to a conversation. If someone wants to have a conversation here and do a trade of some sorts, I am willing to discuss. But if not, Malik Neighbors will be the pick. So let me just see if anybody is interested.
Yeah, this guy that submitted the movie trailer one, he's got some nuts at his editing skills, or he knows a guy who's really good at editing.
He knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, could be that. Cause yeah, he's
no.
It's really, really well done.
You actually have to redo that. You guys saw me put Neighbors on the board. This is what's happened
there.
This is what's happened. I'm drafting for someone who is overseas, unavailable, okay? And I told them round 10 onward, set your queue. But you very clearly saw I was gonna take Malik Neighbors.
But so for you, it puts Neighbors at the bottom of the queue, I think.
Okay, my bad. I don't ever get to use the queue. Because every time I'm drafting, you guys can see everything I'm doing. But
That's so funny.
All right. We were all on the same page. All right.
You know, guys, I don't know. Look, we say this is a dictatorship, but this is, I think he should have to have Travis Hunter at the 203.
It was not clear enough, was it?
That's a good start, man.
I know a guy who knows a guy's cousin. Yeah, so we end up starting with Brock Bowers and Malik Neighbors here.
Not bad.
Feeling pretty good about that.
Not bad.
Feeling pretty good about that. Who's watching the World Cup? All I know is the USA is actually winning it all this year. That's all I know.
Zach, are you gonna go outside during USA Australia? Because I think you might get like. I think somebody might like run you over with their car.
Well, here's the thing: in Australia, you can actually respectfully cheer for opponent teams and still live.
Yeah, but you know, the U.S. is the U.S., man. You know, I think in most cases, probably.
Mirica says France is winning it. No, we ain't gonna let them French people win. Okay, not after Wembenyama just had his ass walked down in San Antonio, walked off the floor without congratulating the other team. Ain't no Frenchman winning this year.
Tough moment for Wemby.
Yeah. As Drizzy London off the board.
I've been watching some wild results today. Spain not scoring a single goal against frickin' Cape Verde was insane.
Is that right?
Spain got shut out 0-0 against Cape Verde.
Wow.
Which I probably, I think half the people in this stream have never heard of that country probably.
You haven't because you said it wrong. It's Cabo Verde.
Well, it depends. It depends on the language.
Oh, okay. You're multilingual.
Cabo and Cape mean the same thing.
How many languages do you speak?
2. The one that says Cabo and the one that says Cape. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know which one. I think Cape must be the English version.
Yeah. Guys, appreciate y'all being here, by the way. If you are just joining us, I did mention earlier that I am going to do one of the big old giveaways today. We're going to give away a live team playbook here on the stream. One of you guys will win it. All you have to do to enter, step 1 is simply like the stream. Step 2 is to type the code word. And the code word in today's draft is Kronos. And
Hunter
the reason that's the code word
here. It looks like he's going to run out, though.
The reason that's our code word for today is because the Kronos League will be drafting a real Dynasty Startup draft here soon. You can be a part of a league just like you're seeing here today. If you would like to be part of a real Dynasty League that matters, that's exactly what landleagues.com was invented for. And all you have to do to be eligible to be entered into a Dynasty League is to become a promo code LAND and you'll mother flock member. One of the many perks that you'll get is straight access into a league. So after London goes, we have McBride and Hampton off the board. As I'm sure Sammy may have had a pipe dream that maybe Hampton was going to come back to him.
That would be a fun start, Bijan Hampton. Yeah, that would have been cool, but I'm all right.
We're all right.
Lady 1911 in the chat asks, "What's the deadline to submit a video?" If you're talking about the Flock League, the deadline's not going to be until in the middle of July, so you have some time. But the sooner the better, probably, just to give it more time to.
Yeah. I would also say
for it to get some traction.
That you can submit later on, like Sammy mentioned, but obviously the earlier you get in, the more people are going to resonate with you if they like you. If they don't like you, then, sorry. But people will resonate with you a little bit more, and then your name might carry... if there's a really strong person in the first audition, their name might carry momentum into, future rounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy. I'm going to send you something here. I'm going to send you a little something.
Don't listen to him, Easy. Wyatt, if you go to... I'll send you the link. I'll put the link in the chat. If you go to that link, Wyatt, that has on the contestants page there, it shows all of the already submitted auditions. And I updated that before the stream, so that is updated for all the ones that were posted over the past 2 days. And what was I going to say? Right now, one of our devs is working on making it so that I can upload multiple clips per person, because some people have uploaded more than one. Right now, it's only one is able to be seen, but if you go to their like social media, which is linked, you'll be able to see like multiple clips.
ESR, I'm going to send you something.
More than one.
ESR, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to send you 2 options, ESR.
Dose options. Don't listen to him, ESR, honestly. Don't listen to him. He's a freaking rambling fool, all right?
All right, ESR. 2 options in your inbox.
Let Go Like God says, new flock video idea. Join the Navy, become a SEAL, get access to interviewing players, then ask them flock-related questions at the Combine to determine their resolve. All about the long game. Then after that, you become a Secret Service member for the president and have him write an executive order to put you in the flock league.
Honestly, not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea. Kev, I'm going to send you something. Kev, I'm going to send you something.
ESRJ goes with CD Lamb.
Kev, there's an offer coming through.
Very happy. I'm a very happy boy. I might be the happiest boy in this stream. So, ESRJ goes Jamar Chase, CD Lamb, double wide receiver out the gate. Easy L for you went May Jefferson. Daniels London is a really good start from Crop Top.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
There's an offer in your inbox, Kev. Jefferson May is a really fun start too.
It is.
Okay.
Kevin already called his window, so. Kevin goes Colston Loveland at the 210. So I had 2 guys. Do you want to send me an offer, Zach?
I'll send you an offer. I'll send you an offer.
There were 2 guys I was looking at, and I was relieved when ESRJ went with CD Lamb, because that means that the other one fell to me here. I was Loveland and this other guy, so I would have to be pretty enticed to move down here, I'll be honest.
Okay. What's up, Josh? Welcome in, brother.
Oh, you want to do that? No, I have the guy that's here is ranked straight up ahead of neighbors for me.
Okay, no stress.
Do you want to try to move up from 3-3 or
no? You can send me a counter. Gotta be quick. I wouldn't pay too much.
It's gonna be way more than you want to pay. I'm just gonna take him.
Okay.
I'll take Joe Burrow here.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get the entire time.
Pretty nuts fall, honestly. I was shocked that ESRJ didn't take him to stack with Chase.
Same. I thought for sure that it was over when ESRJ made the pick, and I saw Lamb, and I thought, okay, maybe there's a window here.
I think I've redeemed myself for my brother
Yeah.
Andy.
When you have a chance to start Chase Burrow in a startup,
You know what's funny though?
You just have
see it
to.
every week now.
You
We
just
see
have
it
to
every
do
week
it.
now, and it's so common.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I wouldn't be able to resist.
No.
Yeah. So Bijan Burrow to start here for me. Very, very happy with that.
Henry says Australia USA is Friday 3 p.m. What time is that for me?
Oh my gosh, is that 3 p.m. Eastern? Damn. I actually, Zach, I don't know if I told you, I'm having I have a knee surgery on Friday.
Oof. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, they really screwed over Australia here. It's a 5 a.m. start for us.
Yeah. Wow. That could. Yeah. It could. I guess it could be. I mean, you could just put it later. The Turkey-Paraguay game. The Turkey-Paraguay game is at 11 p.m. Eastern, which would be not very nice for you.
Yeah. What can you do?
What can you do?
Who made this schedule?
It's a 0.75 tight end premium, guys. Yeah. The next Canada game is Thursday night. Which nobody cares about except for me.
Did you guys win your first one? I was gonna say I
We
forgot.
drew against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay. So Dan grabs Jackson Dart here. Joel is on the clock. He's got Lamar Jackson and Jeremiah Love. And Patrick Mahomes comes off the board, which puts me in an interesting position because I did not expect a certain player to be here.
I don't even know who you're talking about. Oh, I do know who you're talking about. I'm surprised that you're surprised if who I'm talking about is who you're thinking.
I'm gonna call my trade window here. Is Crop Top Hunter Kraken interested in moving up slightly? I'm gonna call my trade window. Let me send y'all a little something. There's a player that I typically see go late second. That's why I said I was surprised, but I'm gonna send Crop Top a small little something. It's actually
you said early second.
I said late second. Sorry. Snively, I'll send you a little something. Kraken,
So
it might take
Joel
more for me to move back to where Kraken is, but I'll still send an offer. Okay. I just need to see if any of these three people are interested, then I will field. Crop Top. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm telling you who I'm gonna take in the DMs. Crop Top. I'm being 100% honest with you. Okay. I just need to hear back from one more person. Just want to gauge interest before I make this pick.
I'm very interested to see what you do here.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I'm gonna go ahead and just make the pick. I'm gonna
Texans.
I'm gonna take Tetairoa McMillan here. I feel like I haven't seen him go this late. I could be over dramatizing that. No, I think that's true. Like when you go and look at the Flock League site, he's typically a second round pick. Or he's like 212, 301 range. So
2-pick discount. That's big.
I'm gonna take him off the board there.
That's not who I thought you were talking about, but that makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen many teams been able to start with like a Bowers, Neighbors, McMillan. That seems very unique in a startup this year.
In a heavy tight end premium, I think definitely, yeah.
Snively, I'm still interested in a trade if you're interested in the one that I sent you. But I wasn't able to hear back.
Crop top goes
typically not
Jorge Pickens.
Omen, are you asking me about this for redraft or for Dynasty?
I would imagine because he says in 2026, probably redraft.
Yeah, I can't really reveal my strategy yet. As many of you know, last year our strategy video hit 520K. So I probably won't be able to openly discuss strategy stuff until I release that video this year on the Fantasyland Football channel. But Johnny Taylor off the board at the 305. Kraken Skulls, I'm going to send you something here.
Zach is living in the DMs tonight. Gosh darn. Whew.
And the phones are
never
never
off. How does your wife
off.
feel about this?
Phones are never off.
What would your wife say if she knew about this?
You know
Jalen
what?
Hurts. What a pick.
I was
mean,
gonna send an offer, but no, I can't.
Hampton Hurts. Jeez.
I feel like I'd always just wait. If someone said they're gonna send an offer, I'd always wait to see what the offer is before I make the pick. But
Nah, not when Jalen Hurts is on the board, man. I mean, what a pick. That is a nut start. Puka, Hampton Hurts. I mean,
it's nice.
Give him the money already. Pay him out right now.
Guys, appreciate y'all being here with us.
Like
Sean says, get Flock tatted on the bat wing if you want to win the league.
Wow. That would be something.
I don't know how much I'll carry over the Batman stuff to this year.
I don't think you can. It went too horribly.
Yeah.
You need something new. You need to burn that Batman costume, honestly.
I will never burn Batman. But I will have to move on from him.
I mean, this is Cinnamon, but yeah, no, this is definitely Cinnamon. Let's not talk about this, actually.
Tyler Warren at the 307, James Cook at the 308. Let him cook.
Tyler Warren at the 3-7. James Cook goes. Okay, what am I looking at here? Little old me.
Brash, which when we were talking about Flock League editions, says, what if I can get into a car with Rashee Rice? Like, would that change?
I don't know if I would recommend doing that, bro. I'm not sure that's something.
Just make sure you have your seatbelt on. And
is that enough?
You should be all right.
Yeah.
No one's died yet. Hopefully ever.
That's true. That is true. Nobody has died yet, and that's the bar, right? For Rashee Rice?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Just checking.
What's up, Wild Dog? Welcome in. Hopefully you and your son are doing well. Joe Blacko says Hurts will be better without AJ. I actually want to hear the rationale. I'm just curious.
That's Cinnamon, by the way.
Curious. That is true. Sorry.
Also, guys, I'd be very happy to move down here from the 311 into the middle of the 4th round if anybody is interested. I'll send out some offers here. Not going to ask for anything crazy.
Henry says Spain was minus 1,400 to win today. What a huge upset. Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, insane that they didn't score one.
I was also surprised to see Brazil tie. Here's the thing, though.
But Morocco's good. Morocco's better than you would think, just given their,
Here's the thing with what were we just talking about?
AG?
No, we were just talking about, we literally
Spain?
just said something. What?
Spain and not scoring and tying with Cape Verde?
I think I might have lost my mind, guys. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Forget everything that I just said. I genuinely don't remember what I was talking about. So that's
Kevin,
unfortunately showing my
move
age.
Up a couple picks? Get a little double tap here. I'm not gonna ask for much.
Coach Cinnamon Brazil. Joe says no more force feeding a diva wide receiver. More spread distribution. Let's see. I'm only really worried about the red zone without AJ, or like those. I'm not saying like Devonta can't be a deep threat, but AJ was such a throw it down there, he's somewhere type of player. Bean's doing good. He's doing good. He is downstairs right now chasing the bugs in the yard.
He's chasing bugs?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
He loves chasing bugs.
I love a good bug chase.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna take Mecha Buka here.
Ameka
my auto
Egg
pick
Big
off.
Boo.
Amika Egg Big Boo.
Not a bad start here from Sammy. Bijan, Burrow, Egbuka.
Yeah, I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time.
Flock Anonymous says someone brought up the World Cup to Bush and he kicked him from the stream. Why?
Wait, in like was it in like a bringing up Canada way and he was like getting rage baited, or was it, oh my gosh, calendars? Wowza.
Okay.
Calendars goes triple quarterback.
Very interesting to start your draft. And the 5-12 is the first chance you get to draft your RB2 or wide receiver 1.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. What do I want to do here? Again, I'm open to offers. If everybody wants to send me something, there are plenty of good players. I'll call my trade window. We can chat for a few minutes.
I only wanted every quarterback on the board, so unfortunately I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, that's all right. It happens.
Just kidding.
It happens. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna get an offer. And I've sent out too many insta rejects.
I think this is a fair assumption from Papa Dunk. I do think, I think in general the Eagles are going to run the ball a lot more. I think that does benefit Jalen. I imagine he'll probably get into double-digit rushing touchdowns again. It was a weird year last year where he's a little bit under expectations. Okay, so Sammy.
I've pressed the button. It's loading.
You want to tell me
I
who
want
it is?
Carnell Tate here for the record.
Okay, Carnell Tate off the board.
Okay, he did. It worked. What's going on? Okay.
It's bold strategy, Cotton. It's bold strategy. Maybe Calendars
works out for him.
is in the chat here, and he can explain the strategy there. But let's see how it works out. Okay, this is fair from Sean. He says, but if you get into a car with Rashee Rice and Henry Ruggs.
Okay, now, I mean.
That may be.
Think they're hanging out right now?
That may be across the line. Wild Dog, the wife is fantastic. In fact, you know what? She's never going to see this, but I want to give a huge shout out to my wife because, she is one of the most incredible people this earth has ever seen. I truly love her. And she had a graduation last week. Okay. Graduated from university. And then a week before that, she started her dream job working with Warner Music, the music label here. So can we get some shout out to Karina's in the chat, because big congratulations to her. I'm so happy for her. You guys, I mean, I don't know what it's like in America. I imagine it's the same worldwide, but the job market is about as crazy as it's ever been. It is so difficult to, land jobs right now in Australia. It's really hard. I mean, I think like 600 people, or I think she said 1,000 people applied for the role that she got. It's just,
wow.
Companies are across the board downsizing pretty consistently. I hate to see that it's happening. It's a reality though. So I'm so proud of her. She stuck it out. It was, longer than she wanted to wait. It took her 6 months to really find a job, but she's working with Warner Music, and very proud of her. So shout out to her, man. Awesome. Shout out to her. She's incredible.
Shout out Karina.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to meet Karina in Austin last year.
Yep.
Big Chipotle fan.
Yeah, she loves Chipotle.
That was one of the first things I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Karina.
She'll be in Austin again this year, by the way.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna bring her every year for fun. I told her, hey, when you get the job, make sure that they know that you're gonna be gone in August, because.
So is it an in-person thing? Do they have like an office in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really cool.
So she'll be there in Sydney, Australia, Mike. Sydney, Australia. Brain says same thing's going on in America. Almost impossible to get a job. If you do have a job, it's almost impossible to get a raise. This is a side effect of long-term capitalism. The people don't have any excess money to spend, so the companies are pinching every single penny they can to maintain their record profits. Yeah, AI, I think, has a big impact on this as well. And I can sympathize to anybody out there, and I would highly encourage people out there. I know people approach AI in different ways. I think AI can be a helpful tool. I hate when companies use it to replace people's jobs. What I will say is, if you're out there and you feel like AI is taking over the world and you have no chance, I promise you, if you actually spend a good amount of your free time just learning about AI and how you can apply it, you will absolutely be better off in the long run. I promise you. I know that sounds crazy, and I'm not advocating that I don't really... Personally, I kind of prefer life without AI, but I'm just saying I don't see it going away. So if you're afraid of it, learn about it, because you can create an entire new industry for yourself. Well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can create an entire new industry, an entire new job profile for yourself. So
Zach, do you think we're ever gonna have AI Dynasty fantasy football creators?
I have thought about that. What I have really appreciated from the general consensus is that anything that's like AI and creativity, there's typically like a big this sucks, I hate that, right? Like, I mean, I don't want to be like disrespectful to anybody out there who's a content creator, but I personally scroll past AI images pretty consistently because they're easy to spot. And look, hey, AI's helping people out because not everybody can afford a graphic designer, and not everybody, wants to deal with that side of things. But I'll also think when you get into the personal side of connecting with an audience, I don't know what AI can offer there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that from a video making, streaming perspective, there's nothing that couldn't be something that it would never. I don't think it's.
I can't imagine it would be able to.
Yeah. Joe Blacko says, I remember when AI was just a basketball player.
Those were the days, weren't they?
Shout out.
Those were the days. We can reminisce, ladies and gentlemen.
Those were the days.
Okay. I am on the board here. And a lot of intriguing options, but I am going to draft Luther Burden.
It's a good pick.
So
good pick. Who needs quarterbacks, right?
Moritz is starting his draft with Bowers, Neighbors, McMillan, and Burden, and it's all because of me. Okay, it's all because of me.
You did make all of the picks. This is true.
So Papa Dunk says you don't have to know how to code AI or how the deep intricacies of it work. Just need to know how to use AI as a tool to do your job better. That gives you a leg up instantly. Exactly. Exactly what I was trying to communicate there.
If you completely ignore it, I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, it's not going to go away, I don't think. Like, I would love for the AI bubble to pop like everyone's saying. But I will say this as well, Scribbles. Like, I agree with you. I have noticed, first off, I've always been a Twitter hater, okay? From day one. You guys know this. I've been the old man on the porch yelling at people on Twitter because I think it's a terrible place to get fantasy and dynasty advice. Not always, but for the most part. And one thing I have noticed is like the AI content on Twitter is through the roof. And you can always tell, and we will be able to tell because there's always like certain tells, but like, for example, when they say, but here's the crazy part, or but here's the part no one knows, you know, like, just tell me AI wrote that for you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no one's talking about this wide receiver,
patterns,
but
right?
Here's the crazy part. It's like, oh, really? Tell me the crazy part, please. I gotta know. Anyway. Brain says, going to create an AI fantasy girlfriend. She knows all about yards per route run. She has Jameis Winston's sense of humor. Knows your fantasy king. I love it. Dan B here with Ginty, Caleb, Dart, and has another pick here, and it's going to be Rashee Rice. This is beautiful. I am going to draft Travion Henderson. Welcome home, Travion. Perfect. This could not have gone better. Welcome home, Fernando Mendoza. I got to be honest with y'all. I'm not saying I'm good at this, but here's what I will say. I was really hoping to land Mendoza with one of those three picks I just made. And I always tell people you got to read the board. Again, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm just telling you, this is a very logistic way for me to show you what I mean when I tell you to read the board. So I'm at the 410. I know I want Mendoza with one of these picks, but I look at Joel's team. He has two quarterbacks already. Now, I know that Joel's a veteran player. I don't expect him, no disrespect to Team 1, but I don't expect him to triple tap quarterback in round 4, okay? I look at Dan's team. Dan traded up for a quarterback, okay? He has two quarterbacks as well. So I knew in my heart that there was a very high chance that Mendoza was going to be there at the 503. We took Burden. We took my guy. Then we came back at the 5-1 and we said, okay, can I take Henderson? Because I want Henderson and Mendoza here. Okay, well, what does Joel have? Joel has two quarterbacks and two running backs. So I thought there was a very good chance we could end up with three of our of these players that we really love here. So I couldn't be happier about this start personally.
Yeah, I think you did really well there. Getting the stack is a lot of fun.
Kraft coming off the board there at the 504. But yes, that Bowers Mendoza stack, who knows what that could be long term. Scribble says, check out this thread. Yeah. Hey, I know a lot of people who do threads, and I mean, some people do good threads though. Some people do good threads, but yeah. What's up, Captain Clutch? He says, thoughts on going wide receiver heavy early versus running back heavy in Dynasty. I've seen multiple arguments on this. If you're looking for me to have like a very strong opinion on what you should do, how do I explain this? Like, if you're looking for me to have a strong opinion on like, you have to start heavy running back, you have to start heavy wide receiver, I think it's silly to take a stance either way. First off, I think it comes down to how the board is being drafted. Secondly, this whole idea narrative that was existing in Dynasty like 5 years ago, that running backs are not good assets, that they don't last long enough, that they're going to get injured at a higher rate. Like, sure, maybe they get injured at a higher rate, but my point is, like, I don't buy any of those narratives anymore, because I'm not playing Dynasty like I was playing it in 2020. In 2020, we were all like, but how long will this guy play for? Will he play for the next 8 years? And I have to have a team that's ready to go for the next 8 years. In Dynasty,
change in that sense for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I truly play in a 2 to 3 year window, and I'm not calling anyone out, but some people say they do, and then they draft and make trades as if they definitely don't play in 2 to 3 year windows. But I play in a 2 to 3 year window. Things can change so quickly. We like to pretend like the redraft season doesn't impact Dynasty. It does. And ultimately, the point for me is to win a championship, and you have to have good running backs to win a championship. That's just reality. So,
preach, brother, preach.
Jared said, there's no way McMillan is a pick over Pickens and Burden is a pick over Rice. There's just no way.
There's no way.
There's no way, Sammy.
Well, brother, I got bad news for you. There's a way.
We are in an alternate reality. Let Go Let God says, the issue with AI isn't that you can't learn it. It's that it's developing at a rate so fast that people can't learn it fast enough. And eventually AI will be best handled by the computer.
Okay, I'll give it 45 seconds here to listen to offers.
All right, Sammy is fielding some offers there.
Yeah, fielding is yeah. Am I fielding them if I get any? If I don't get any, is that still fielding?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Would you? Let me see. No, never mind. I was gonna say I might send you the 27 first from this guy for this pick, but I'm not actually.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do that anyways.
I don't think I'm looking at that right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Just for you, Andy. Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas. Had to do it. You know that legally, if you let Sammy draft your team, there's a very good chance that you end up with Brian Thomas.
That's just how it goes, man. And, okay.
Did you want one of those names?
I was considering Jadarian Price there.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see him fall this far.
Yeah, it's a good pick for sure. Okay. I could do that. I could.
There's a tight end premium of 0.75 here, y'all. Yeah. This is tough. Yes. Sir Lancelot, I will say that of all the AIs, Claude is great, but Perplexity is so good. Like, Perplexity is just incredible from like a research perspective. I would never ask Claude to do a research project for me. I would never ask Claude to verify something. Perplexity is just in a completely different tier of research. And from what I understand, it's heavily used in universities.
Interesting.
McKylum's a great pick. You know, honestly, I think both that, like the 601 and the 602, fantastic picks. Fantastic picks. See, here's why this is not meant to be disrespectful, but I keep telling people, please try and go sell Jordan Love, please, because plenty of sites have him ranked as the top 6 pick in rookie drafts this year. I don't get it. I'd happily sell him for that. But I also think Jared Goff went higher than most people would have anticipated in this draft. That ultimately, those 2 picks probably pushed Price and Lemon down the board a little bit there. As we see Scat come off the board, Saquon, A.J. Brown. That's fair, Papa. That's fair. Arthur says, college professor here. AI is cheating to me. Oh, like let me be very clear. I think from like an education perspective, it's probably one of the worst thing that's happened to society. I'll just be very, very clear. Like, there was a video I was watching, and I'm not going to be able to cite any of the resources for you guys, unfortunately, but there was a video I was watching where this professor, I believe, was breaking down how each generation is essentially, like, if I say it as plain terms as possible, each generation so far has been smarter than the previous generation, right? Like, each generation takes steps up. They're a little bit smarter than the previous generation. The IQ is a little bit higher. We're advancing as a human race. Except for, no disrespect to anybody out there who's watching now who's this age group, but except for this next generation that's currently like high school to university age. And I think the reason is because
they do nearly as much
of AI. The reason is because of AI. There's not an ability to rationally think through problems, problem solve. Not everybody, but you know, I think I would 100% agree. It's a huge problem for education. A massive problem for education. And to be honest with you, like as a kid growing up, I was always looking for the easy way out. I was always just thinking to myself, like, how do I do this assignment easier? How do I cut corners? If I had AI as a kid growing up, it's not even their fault. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Do you know how many corners I would skip if I had AI? But I 100% believe it's a real problem. All right, a big surprise here as Tyler Shuck goes in the 6th round. We have not seen him go that high, I don't believe, in a real draft this year.
Should we argue about it for 30 minutes, do you think?
We should argue about it, and then I'll fight you in person, okay? For real. I'll throw hands. No. That's got to be the highest we've seen him go. On average, he's a 7th round pick.
Surely,
That's pretty high for me. We also see Javonte and Kyron off the board. Kyron continues to be a great value in drafts. But I really think that Jadarian Price and Mekhi Lemon picks, those are just such good picks. Arthur, who said he's a college professor, I want to follow up with Arthur here, says, I'm making everyone do everything in person. It's called the Flynn effect, IQ rising. So are you saying, Arthur, that the IQ is rising of humanity? Because I saw someone make the opposite case where like humanity is getting a little bit dumber because of AI. And I think that makes sense to me. It tracks, but I could be wrong. But also, has anybody ever watched the movie Idiocracy? Has anybody ever watched this film?
Idiocracy.
Because it is kind of scary how at the time that would have been a completely ridiculous film. And now I watched it like a couple months ago and I thought to myself, damn, how far are we really off of this being a reality? I think you're right, lady. I think we are getting really close to living there. So Arthur is confirming like generation after generation has been getting smarter, but he's saying it could flatten or regress now. Sir Lancelot says, in recent years, researchers have found that the Flynn effect has not only leveled off, but has actively reversed in several developed countries. The Flynn effect is a well-documented phenomenon where average IQ scores have significantly increased across generations, rising above 3 points per decade throughout the 20th century. Yes, you guys are awesome. This is exactly what I was talking about, okay? It's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, Am I crazy, or is Travis Etienne still available? I'll take him. My gosh, what a start for Moritz.
Is that an insane value? Yeah, okay.
Well, I guess that isn't crazy, but to see him go after Jacobs maybe is what was a little surprising. Flock Anonymous here says, ignoring the tech is not the answer. That's what they want us to do. They want intelligence to be a service, and they do not want us to learn how to build it for ourselves. Okay, yep. Exactly, Mike. The movie is feeling more and more like a documentary than a fiction series. Kevin says, I constantly pulled all-nighters on high school, college papers. Definitely would have used AI and would have gotten expelled. Yes, exactly. Like, Sammy, were you that type of person in school? I would take every corner I possibly could and cut it. I would cut every corner.
So the ChatGPT was released during my second year of university.
Okay.
So I went through like the start of that, and for me, I was not an idiot. I didn't tell it to write a paper for me, but it was like phenomenal for idea generation. Like,
yeah.
When I couldn't think of something, just to like help get the the juices flowing. When I was like writing, my degree was very like writing heavy.
Yep.
And so like it was a huge help with that in a way that didn't, like, in my opinion, did not compromise my academic integrity.
Sure. Yep.
But I know plenty of people who like literally just like said, write this paper for me, and then submitted it, and then at the beginning, like, a lot of people got away with it, and then towards the end it was like much more cracked down on, of course.
By the way, Matthew is here. He says, I'm here in the middle of the woods for military annual training. Service sucks, but I'm here nonetheless. Hey, shout out to all of our men and women serving in militaries worldwide. Appreciate you guys. Man, I gotta be honest, I was considering Cam Ward. I do feel like quarterbacks are getting pushed up the board in this draft. Like, the middle rounds, like, typically they fall, but Mortz might have a little bit of a job on his hands here.
They have flown off the board here. Just looking at what I'm going to potentially be wanting to do with this.
Breaking news.
pick.
Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby is applying to enter the NFL supplemental draft.
What? Oh, you know what? I bet you a bunch of teams said they weren't going to play Texas Tech. That's wild. That's going to be very interesting for Dynasty leagues. I have no idea.
What do you mean by that? A
people are
bunch
gonna
of
handle
teams
that.
said they weren't going to play Texas Tech.
Because people are mad that this is like being
I thought he was
allowed
denied eligibility.
No. He was granted, and everybody was really pissed off about it. Yeah, he was granted another year. That's wild. That is quite wild.
Interesting per se.
Okay, let's see what Kevin does here.
By the way, y'all, a fun little update for you guys. Over on the Fantasyland Football channel, I have a pretty audacious goal this year to reach 100K before week 1. Don't know if it's possible, but I am currently 45 subscribers away from 80K over there. So if you haven't gone and subscribed over to the Fantasyland Football channel, I'll be honest, like, if you're not at all interested in redraft and you're not going to watch my content, I would actually prefer you don't subscribe. But if you're out there and you play fantasy football, you like the waiver content, start sits, all that kind of stuff, trades during the season, players to draft, then go give me a follow over there. Jameson Williams was another player. Sammy, at my pick at the 703, for me, it was between Etienne, Ward, Waddle, and Williams. So to see Jameson go at the 710...
Kevin, I'm going to send you an offer.
That's just wild. Flock Anonymous says, I heard some opinions. How do you think he should be dealt with in Dynasty? You know what? I'll give a big shout out to Joel here. Joel's an incredible commissioner. There's a reason that he was chosen to commission some of our leagues. A lot of our leagues. The way that he's handled it is he put out a community note on the leagues that he's managing, and he's gone ahead and told people, hey, Sorsby will not be available on the waiver wire. You will have to draft him in the 2027 draft.
I don't know. Look, yeah, I saw that too.
I think that's fair.
But then we're gonna so he's gonna just be a pick in the draft next year.
I think it's fair because the alternative is everybody throws $100 fab, and whoever ends up higher on the waiver order ends up getting the guy.
I don't know if that's necessarily the only solution. I haven't really given it a ton of thought.
I'm open to hearing another solution.
Kevin, let me I'm gonna send you another offer, Kevin.
Yeah. Tootin at the 7-Eleven though is also pretty good value there.
It is good. I am happy. I'm back on the clock immediately. Wow. Okay. Okay. Kevin, I would love to grab Jameson Williams from you.
Sean says, I used ChatGPT for writing social media posts when I was doing marketing. I was forced to handle the social media for a few companies while mainly doing website development. GPT helped a lot with that. There's definitely some good use cases for it. Arthur says, I had a paper say, as an AI, I cannot relate as I did not have a childhood experience literally last term. That's hilarious. Like, see, this is the problem. I feel like my generation...
The kid didn't even read it.
I sound like an old person saying this, I'm sure. But I feel like if my generation had AI, we would have at least made sure that whatever paper it wrote for us did not sound like it was AI or didn't clearly state that it was AI when it wrote the paper. That's, I mean, so what do you do, Arthur, in that situation? Do you just flunk them?
That's definitely just a 0, yeah.
Flock says, I'm deeply involved in the educational sector. It's being used to cheat, not as a tool. I do think it's best used as... I actually think it... I know this sounds dramatic, but I actually think it could be a true epidemic in the sense of, like, how it could impact education. And I don't know exactly what the answer is for it, but I honestly do believe that it's an epidemic. Like, I don't have kids yet, but if I do have kids, I do not want them to grow up in a world where they are heavily using AI as they're learning. You know, I feel like...
Yeah.
There are some things that you have to do yourself. I mean, someone made a case in the chat earlier, which is fair. Like, someone said when Google first came out, people thought it was going to be the end of education. But this feels different to me, and I don't know. Like, maybe it felt different to people when Google came out.
It's completely different because basically what Google did. But people are thinking about that, like, people are worried, you know, it's been books forever, right? Google just kind of put anything that could be in a book online.
Yeah.
You know? This is completely different to that, where it thinks on its own.
Right.
Yeah, Scribbles, you can take a hike, buddy.
Sadiq off the board.
Yeah, Kenyon Sadiq. I mean, this is where I value him in a normal.
No, not bad at all.
So I was happy
the time premium that we've got here.
I don't love having 3 rookies, but it seems like I'm higher on this class than the average person. I also don't love not having a QB2, but I guess you and I are.
I just can't force a quarterback here, man.
Yeah, they're all going players. Like way ahead. I was hoping for Kyler or Stroud to fall to me there, but no cigar.
Okay, a lot of great people in the chat commenting on this conversation here. Askew says, I'm a pre-med student applying to med schools right now, and I rely on ChatGPT and Claude as study tools. I don't mind that. Mm-hmm. I don't mind if you use it that way. It's great as a tutoring system. Like, I can't even imagine, you know, the complexities of being a med student.
How do you even say that? You can literally say like, hey, ChatGPT, can you teach me, like, create a course on molecular biology for me, and it will just do it.
Yeah.
Like, you can learn anything, and like especially like the research one. I've never even used Perplexity, but I imagine that would be even better in that sense, like in that scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I'm realizing? It's because people, so many, just in this. Sorry, I'm completely switching the topic. But we got two teams that have taken 3 quarterbacks through 7 rounds.
Yep.
Which sort of makes sense why you and I don't have any.
Yeah. In hindsight, maybe Ward would have been a good pick instead of ET at the 703. But
being at the turn is just so tough. Like there's no way I could have taken any quarterback before Lemon. Like, no way. Maybe, and this is the thing, my one thing I probably would have changed is I would have gone quarterback instead of Igbuka. I was expecting one of Nix or Purdy to come back to me at the 402.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna land this plane.
I do wholeheartedly believe if anybody out there is, I know I've already said this, but if anybody out there is in university or research intensive stuff, Perplexity is actually incredible. If you can use it the right way, I actually do think it's incredible. That's fair, Snively. He says, I found AI can only get you so far in certain fields. I'm a senior double majoring in construction management and architecture, and I can't read blueprints accurately or do anything on AutoCAD. Don't know what most of that means, but that probably means that you're more qualified for your job than I am, which is good. Hey, congratulations on the baby, by the way. Let go, let God. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and take Ty Simpson here. I think he's the perfect fit for this build. I did this in the past where I actually double tapped. This was maybe last week's draft. I double tapped quarterback on Stafford and Simpson. I was hoping I could do that, but Kraken ended up taking Stafford there at the 807. That would have been my ideal outcome for Moritz here, but I still like Simpson. When you think about a rookie draft, that would basically be the 110 right there, right? Because you have Sadiq off the board, you have Concepcion, Cooper, and then Simpson. That's your 107 to 110.
Zach, what are your thoughts on, back to Brendan Sorsby for a second?
Yes. Yeah, so I asked, what's the better solution then? But go ahead, sorry.
I think that potentially, what if people can not only bid fab, but they can bid picks?
Okay. So, like, people can bid. How do you value second round picks if someone's bidding a second round pick from a contender versus a rebuilder, though?
Maybe it would be like in reverse order of of points last year or something, like the same way that the rookie draft order was.
That seems difficult to govern.
Explain what you mean by that?
Like, not all pick is worth the same in each round. Do you know what I mean? Where, like, I'm trying to figure out how a contender who bids a second, how you value that versus a contender who bids a second, when someone who's a contender might have actually done a punt the previous year, and now they're actually contending this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think, given it's this off season, I would base it off of last season.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think here's my issue. I just don't think it's fun to have a guy who, like, he could have been competing with Mendoza or that's probably a stretch. He's competing with Ty Simpson for QB2 in this class. Like, he's good. So I think that I don't think it's fun to let that type of player, a guy that could be a first-round caliber prospect at the quarterback position, be on waivers for an entire year and nobody gets him for his rookie season. Like, that's not fun to me.
I get that it's not fun, but I don't think it's... I think it's the fairest way to do it, though. I understand the fun perspective, but I think it's the fairest way to do it.
I think that having, rebuilders consider giving up a second, risking the fact that
but if you believe he was actually going to be a first round pick if he came out in this draft, then how can we, like, a second round pick could be the steal of the century. You might not even be able to find a way to actually fairly evaluate the player.
Everybody in the league had a chance, I guess, to get it. No, I guess if you don't have any of your own picks, you don't have a chance.
That's also difficult, right?
If you don't have any picks. Yeah. I would do anything I could to find a solution that doesn't involve punting him to next year. Because there are, like, leagues, and I don't play in any of these leagues, but there are leagues where you and I have, like,
Can I just say, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's no way Christian Watson should be available in the 9th round after he signed that contract. Maybe that's hyperbolic. Maybe that's not crazy to get in there. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I don't think that it's fun at all, and I would want to find a situation where, okay, I was saying that you and I have seen leagues where they don't have waivers open ever, and all the players that are on waivers are in the rookie draft every year. So there's a bunch of leagues with Malik Willis in the rookie draft.
Right.
And it's just because people don't want to. It's for people that are in a ton of dynasty leagues, and I think it's like an older, like, MFL type of thing, where they just, like, re-up it every year. That's what is going to happen for those leagues, which makes a lot of sense. Just for me, as somebody who doesn't play in those leagues, I would want Sorsby to be a part of my leagues. I would want to find a way to make it happen. Now, I don't know exactly
agree with
what
the
that way
sentiment
is,
that
but
I want him to be a part of leagues this year, but I don't believe we have a good. I haven't heard an option that is actually fair to the entire league.
Yeah, I think that makes
other
sense.
than him being in the 27 rookie draft, because the idea of trying to force him into this year somehow, and all these ideas that I've heard, inevitably some people will be disadvantaged to acquire this player.
Sure.
So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I haven't heard, and I'm open. People have a better idea. I just haven't heard a great one yet.
Yeah, I would want to find that idea, I guess, is my stance. And if it doesn't exist, if I can't find something that makes sense, I'm not just going to force it, of course. But
just want to give a shout out to Lady Ballin here. That I'm sorry to hear that. As a game dev, lost her job a month ago. I'm not sure if it's a woman or a man, but they lost their job. Microsoft closed a bunch of studios to invest in AI. That, I think, is unfortunate. What is the future of gaming? I mean, I'm a gamer. I don't know if I can call myself a gamer. I mean, I play college football 27 or 26. I play COD with my friends. Maybe I'm not the biggest gamer. I play Peak. Has anybody ever played Peak? I mean, I like to have fun with my friends, play some games. And I don't want that industry to have no creativity. So that's disappointing to hear. And I do hope that eventually there will be certain companies who, stand out because they aren't just so focused on cutting corners.
Definitely.
It's tough, man. It's tough out there, but hey, keep your heads up. Keep pushing through. I know sometimes it can be scary, but I promise your lives are not, if anybody out there feels a lot of pressure, like I definitely understand it. I mean, if it's any encouragement, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Like, what I'm doing today was never in my life plan. Okay. I'll be honest with you guys. I remember when COVID hit, I was a promotional producer in Los Angeles, and I was honestly almost went into a depression. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, it was really hard, as a lot of you guys during COVID would have experienced some similar stuff. But I lost my job. My wife lost her job. She didn't lose her job, but her industry shut down. And we were sitting in an apartment in Los Angeles that was very expensive that we couldn't really afford. I'm going to give a big shout out to my local church because they were the reason that we didn't go into debt. Love having a support system around you. Can't encourage it more. But what I would say is something positive came from the negative. And if anybody out there is feeling that right now, like, I promise you, there are good things that can happen from negative things. And that doesn't diminish like whatever you're going through. But I would just encourage you to, keep your head up. Remind yourself that there are good things ahead. And like I said, what I'm doing right now was never part of my plans. However, this channel would not exist. Land football, Dynasty Land, Fantasyland football would not exist if I didn't lose my job, if I didn't go through all of that, and if COVID hadn't hit and all these terrible things had happened. Genuinely, it would not have happened. I would have still just been going through the motions of what life had given me. So, yeah, I hope that's encouragement to people out there. I'm not just saying it to, make you feel better. I wholeheartedly believe that you can take a negative and turn it into something really positive. So hopefully that is helpful.
Shout out Zach.
Put me on a TED Talk, man.
Put him on it, dude. Put him on it. Okay. I've actually, like, I kind of hate this player. I don't hate him. I've never been a big fan of this guy that I'm about to take. I took Malik Willis at the 9-11. But I'm in a big tier here of a lot of guys that I don't really feel very strongly about. This player has fallen to a point that I'm comfortable with. I'm going to take Bryce Young, sort of platoon this quarterback 2 room. I mean, he's a starter. That's about it. That's all about the end of the nice things that I'll say about him. But in the 10th round...
No, not a bad pick at all.
I think that... I really liked... I was looking at Demo. I was relieved Malik Willis fell to me.
Love the Mike Evans pick there.
That's good.
Chuba Hubbard off the board at the 10:06 is a good pick there too. Okay. Moritz has set a queue. After round 10, we probably will move on to the portion of the stream where we look at some team reviews, and you can get your team review tonight if you like. You can ask a trade question tonight if you like on the site. But I am doing a giveaway, and if you'd like to be entered, all you have to do is simply like the stream. Okay, that's step 1. And step 2 to enter the giveaway is to type our code word of the day, and our code word today is Kronos. That is because that will be the next real Dynasty Startup draft that we do on the channel, which any one of you guys who are watching can be a part of. If you'd like to be a part of the land community in the most intimate, intimate's a weird word, but like close-knit way where you're actively supporting the work that I do.
It's intimate. We get intimate.
Yeah, like we get intimate. Me and Sammy cuddle every once in a while. But
that's after the stream, though, obviously.
That's a different stream, actually, entirely. That's a different link for you guys to sign up.
You gotta be a member for that.
But I would really, I do appreciate everybody who supports the show. Best way to do that is by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. You can check that out on the Flock Fantasy site. But get a bunch of perks in return, and one of those perks is being a part of a league. But that's just like one of the few of many perks. All right, Jane Higgins off the board at the 10:07, which is a great pick. Okay. Love that, Markel. Love that. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, Bears, we're drafting. Sammy's drafting at the 2 spot. I'm drafting at the 10 spot here, as Quorum went off the board. Man, I'm not really the biggest fan of this player, but I got to be honest. I really feel like
this is what the 10th round is for, Zach. It's for taking players you hate.
We might be forcing this guy a little too far down the board. I'll take RJ Harvey here.
I think people are reacting to the injury report from today.
Oh,
so he had surgery.
That was encouraging for me to see. Is that weird? Am I misunderstanding things?
That was encouraging for you?
Yeah.
Why are you encouraged that he tore his labrum and had surgery?
Because number one, it explains a little bit about his season last year.
Okay, I mean potentially, I guess, yeah.
And number two, it's from all reports doesn't sound like it's going to be something that's going to be a big deal for him in the season.
Yeah, I don't really care one way or another, honestly. It just means he might be a little slow to resume full activity at training camp. But like, I already don't really like RJ Harvey, so.
Yeah, I don't like him either, but 10-10, I like him. On average, he's been the 8-11 this offseason. So I'm cool with it.
Can you see post-draft, pre-draft averages on there?
Yes. Well, not the averages, but I can tell you that post-draft, he's gone anywhere from 112, 90s, mid-100s, to 133. So he's dropped all around the board. What would, if he's the 10th round pick in the 10 spot there, what number would that be then?
Well, 10 rounds is 120 picks.
Okay.
So he would be, what, 118 then?
If 10 is 120, yeah. So that's the second lowest he's gone this year.
Okay.
Stowers is actually a great pick. Wow.
Stowers is a really good pick, yeah.
Well done.
I'm just queuing up a bunch of guys because I am actually taking this. Oh, I'm taking this draft to the finish line for my guy, for my British brethren.
Like the Jonah Coleman pick, I was actually going to double tap running backs in Denver there.
It's a good pick as well.
Okay. Ooh, that's fun. That's a fun one. Damn.
Jonathan Brooks.
Okay, I think I have to go. I'm going to take a shot on Matthew Golden there in the 11th. That will be the last pick I make for Moritz. The rest will be his queue, but I can recognize quarterback isn't the strongest with this team, but man, what a young core. What a young core that he has been given to build around. I'd be hyped about this team. Got to figure out quarterback, but man, I think that's a great squad he's got going into the year. But okay, so appreciate all of y'all being here. This is your last chance to enter the giveaway. Okay, I don't think we had any trade questions come through, so we're going to go straight to team reviews after the giveaway. Okay, so again, last chance to enter the giveaway. All you had to do to enter was simply like the stream and then type Kronos into the chat. Okay, so give you guys one last shot here to enter. There are 49 entrants right now. This is Fox Sports. This is Fox Sports. Yeah, no, your last shot here. Last shot to enter. Okay. If you haven't subscribed to the Fantasyland Football channel, make sure you do so. Just released a video today about breakouts. I think that's a relevant Dynasty video for sure. I have been a bigger Cam Scatterboo guy than Consensus this offseason. And Sammy, you and I actually made a Scatterboo trade.
Which famously everybody really liked on my side, right?
Yes, famously.
Okay.
In the Bravo draft. Was it earlier in the Bravo draft? Yeah. And then
it was, yeah.
Make sure you go subscribe to Sammy Stacks Fantasy as well.
Oh, shout out you. Thank you.
He is releasing content here for the fantasy football season. He's got a Dynasty channel, got a fantasy channel. Make sure that you
subscribe to both, and you won't miss a single video.
That's right. Okay, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. 56 entrants. We're gonna spin the wheel. One lucky person is gonna win a live team playbook. One lucky person is going to win a customized review of their Dynasty team. Here we go.
It's customized. It's a review.
2, 1. You won a brand new car. Our winner for the day is Ricardo Contreras, who I believe is actually drafting with us today. So
is that Contreras 12? He should get this team reviewed immediately.
Yeah, let's review this team right now. No, I think that's him. I could be wrong. Either way, I need a screenshot of your YouTube account. I need you to give me your Flock Fantasy username. DM me that on the on Discord. There's my username. Sorry, it was a little bit clunky there, but domain is in the chat, by the way. It says fake money or real money. Real money. Okay, no Monopoly money here. Okay, real money draft today.
I think I saw one of their streams. They said Monopoly Money Startup Draft as the title, and I thought that was very. I didn't check to see the validity of that, but I thought that was very funny.
They're gonna make domain coins, right? Where you can
like an NFT thing. That's a good idea. I hear that goes well.
That could work. I don't think anyone's ever tried to do an NFT project in the fantasy space, and it's tanked before.
No. You would think that those
we might be the
well,
first
so
people. Let's try it, right? It's never gone wrong before.
No, couldn't possibly. Oh God, getting sniped in the 11th round just sucks.
Was Rashad why you got sniped on?
I wanted Josh Downs.
Oh, unlucky. They said they're getting their own crypto coin with a rug pull incoming.
That's awesome, dude. Rug pull incoming.
It was actually hilarious. Like, there was a point there where so many different influencers, they ended up having some coin or something that they were promoting. And then almost every single time, whoever was promoting something, they would have to release an apology video. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. We didn't know.
Terrible.
I was lied to. Like, okay. All right. We don't believe you, though. We don't believe you, do we? All right, gang. I'm going to move into the portion where we look at some team reviews. We looked at your trades earlier. You can absolutely still submit a trade question right now if you'd like to. But if you'd like to get your team reviewed on the stream, tonight's a great night to get it reviewed. Easiest way to do so is if you want to get that customized review of your Dynasty team by myself and get the beautiful playbook afterwards. Easiest way to do so is by using the code LAND, becoming an annual Motherflocker member. The other way is by going through the a la carte store and just getting a team review a la carte. If you're a member of a different promo code, you can still get a review with me through the a la carte store. And if you are interested, there are 3 tiers. By default, every playbook is live. Priority Pass jumps the queue, and the Pro Pass doubles your playbooks. If you're a member, you can upgrade to that, and if you're going to buy a la carte, those are options that you can go to. We do have a Pro Pass from Steads today, so shout out to Steads. I'll actually start the stream with Steads' review. Sammy, by the way, stay as long or as short as you like. You want to head off? Do you want to do a couple? No pressure either way.
I think I am going to hop out here.
Okay, no stress at all.
I am gonna finish. I got a big queue set up to finish Andy's draft here for him, but
totally okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it in. I really appreciate everybody hanging out.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Tell us some of the latest content that you've dropped.
My initial, I did a video came out today on the Sammy Sachs Fantasy channel talking about the top wide receivers.
Yep.
Just a ranking of my top guys. Going in depth on them, and on the Dynasty channel, new videos every Friday.
Yep.
And yeah. So check it out.
Make sure you all show some love. It's awesome to see Sammy live and a lot of the land community in there showing him some love. So
absolutely,
make sure y'all do that. But appreciate you, Sammy.
Yes,
one I guess important bit of news that I should let everybody know is on the Fantasyland Football channel. I will be live streaming on Wednesday for the first time this year. And the stream will be the first 2026 mock draft of the year. So make sure you're subscribed over there. But Sammy, you're welcome to join if you like. No pressure, obviously. But we'll be doing our first mock draft of the year over there on Wednesday night. But,
Absolutely.
all right, bro.
Shout out the chat. Love you guys. I'll see y'all soon. Peace out.
Doses. So the Sammy Stackster is no longer with us. And now we will jump into some reviews here. Steads. Steads is in a 10 team, but it's a big old 12 lineup, which is that's wild. It's a big old lineup he's got to account for there. Okay. No tight end premium. He says, I don't have a shot to compete in this league. There are 2 juggernauts up top and 2 to 3 other title contenders below that. 10 team super flex, full PPR. I feel glaring need is to move off Cook and Lamb for as much value as possible. Let's have a look at the squad. So, not exactly the most competitive squad in this particular format. The untouchables on this team, I would say, are Jeremiah Love. That's a guy that you're definitely going to want to build around. We don't want to move him in trades. And let's put Colson Loveland there as well. I feel like he's reaching that territory where in smaller leagues we really want to hold him. Speaking of holds, Travis Hunter is if I have him in leagues, he's not moving off my team. Luther Burden, he's another one of those guys that I'm not willing to move. Ty Simpson, as someone who's not ready to compete this year, Ty Simpson is the perfect hold on your team. And obviously, we love our boy Jack Besh. Want to see if he's got any motion in this new offense. Players that you can drop. You've got plenty of droppable names here. For example, Ray Davis, if you need to move on from him, you can. Marshawn Lloyd. It was hilarious that the minute he had a chance to lead the running back room with the Josh Jacobs stuff, he had an injury. Maybe hilarious isn't the right word. Maybe sad is the right word. On the waiver wire, I do like Taylon Green as a stash and Tez Johnson. Okay, so in a start 12, you are starting Bo Nix. Don't really have a quarterback 2 right now. Jeremiah Love, James Cook, CeeDee, Burden, Loveland. Then you are flexing. You need 5 more names, which I guess is Tootin, Hunter, Cooper. Yeah, you're right. When you said that you're not a serious contender, I think that would be an accurate statement. The good news is you have 2 picks in 2027. I don't know if this is a 1-year punt or a full rebuild, but I always lean 1-year punt when I'm between them because I don't want to rebuild for too long if I can help it. But it's not a bad team. You've got a lot of really nice young pieces, and Nix, Love, Burden, Loveland. There's a decent little core there. I'd probably lean like a B minus overall. Feels quite accurate for a team like this. But yeah, let's look at a CeeDee Lamb move. Okay, let's look at a James Cook move. I would agree with you that those are the main guys I'd be looking to move right now. There's not another glaring player that I think you have to move off from. And by the way, because you got the Pro Pass, I'm going to go ahead and give you that free team review now to come back and submit another one. So you've got that now available to you. Let me just mark you down on my back-end system here as well. That way we've got that all noted, that you've got your voucher. Okay, cool. Okay. Rachaad White, good call there, Big R. That's a good call. Rachaad White, didn't see him sneaking down there at the bottom, but we will add Rachaad White to the list of players that we can move. Rachaad may be easier to move in season than right now. But CeeDee Lamb, ideal world, we tear down from CeeDee and get some additional value in return. Here's the hard part. Like the guy who has a Emeka Egbuka, who I'd love as a tear down, I don't imagine his picks are all that valuable because his team does look quite competitive, but I would still do a Emeka Egbuka plus a 27 first. I would still do that for CeeDee Lamb. That's a guaranteed future pick. That's a great player for you to build around. Don't think you can get more than that. You can go the Brian Thomas route, but this guy's team is good, and he doesn't even have his 27 first. Carnell Tate would be awesome. What do you guys think? Do you think you could get more than Tate and a first? I don't think so, but maybe if it's Carnell Tate plus a 27 first plus Jonah Coleman, maybe you could pull that off. I just don't think you can net 2 firsts. Obviously, like if you can get Tate and 2 firsts, that's a no-brainer. I just don't think that's possible. The other route you could take is maybe Makai. Maybe that's possible, where you go Makai Lemon plus 2 future firsts. And then you could actually send back Rachaad White to maybe fill the gap there. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep looking. Would love a Jordan Tyson deal. I don't think this team is I mean, it's a good team, but it's not an unbeatable team, so I don't mind looking at their future picks. This is another simple Jordan Tyson plus a 27 first. I'd love to net you more. I just don't know how possible it is. So let's say plus 27 first and 27 second, potentially. I don't want to undersell CD. What could we add here? Gonna see if we could get Fannin back, but I don't know how that's possible. Yeah, you might have to hold on that one. It's not the perfect pieces in place, unfortunately. Okay. Keep looking. The further down, the more intrigued I am because these teams are not going to be as good. But like a Jadarian Price plus 2 future firsts would be awesome for you with this specific team. That guy doesn't have his first. We've got no young players there. I want to build around KC. This guy's team is really bad, but I would be willing to do KC Concepcion plus 2 future firsts just because his team is really bad. I'd be intrigued to see where those picks would land. Then for James Cook. Ideally, you are wanting, 2 future firsts for James Cook. That's your ideal outcome. You could also get 1 future first plus a player. Like, for example, the guy who has Travion Henderson. In an ideal world, you're able to get Travion Henderson plus a future first, and you send back James Cook and Rachaad White, or James Cook and a second, a third, whatever the case may be. That's the type of tear down we like. I also like the idea of like a Bashul Tootin tear down. Who has Bashul Tootin? So like Tootin, Tootin plus Luther Burden would be awesome, by the way. I don't know if that's actually possible anymore. That's probably asking too much, but we could send back Rachaad White in that deal too. Bashul Tootin. I would try to go Tootin plus a 27 first plus Travis Hunter. You can afford to add him as a fun throw in. But those are, James Cook plus Cam Scatterboon a first, or running backs in that tier. Chase Brown in a first, Breece Hall in something. That's the ideal outcome. He has Tootin and Burden. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Those last 2 trades are literally built around players that you have. Sorry. Good catch there. So, for example, like Scattaboo plus Makai Lemon. Let's say that's the equivalent there. Okay. And then you'll send back Rachaad White in this deal. James Cook is a player that you might net the most return for in season. So if you don't get a really good return, just hold on to him. Rachaad White, we're really looking for like an early to mid future second from any team willing to give that to us. But in an ideal world, you move off of both of those names. You don't need to do it now. You don't need to be aggressive. You don't have to get off these guys in June, right? The season is September. You've got so much time, and even in season, you can still wait to make these moves. But ideal world, you add, 3 future firsts and some nice players, and then you've got a really nice baseline to build around as you, transparently, you tank this year, really is what I would say. So, Steads, appreciate you, man. Thanks for letting me look at the squad. That was a fun one, and you do have your Pro Pass already in your account, so your voucher is ready to go. Let's see. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. You guys are awesome. What's up, Bears? I stream mid-season on the Fantasy channel, basically five days a week. But I try to keep up with the Dynasty channel as much as I can. It's just the Fantasy channel is so demanding during that time. Okay. All right, let's go. Is Let Go, Let God in the building? You are next, my friend. I'm pretty sure you're with us. Let Go, Let God is here. And team name is Let Go, Let God. Staying on brand there. Okay. Oh my gosh. What in the world am I looking at here, dude? This is a 1 quarterback start 13. Oh my goodness gracious. What in the world? So does that mean you have starting 3 wide receivers and 6 flexes? Like that's what I'm guessing your lineup looks like. Start 13 is almost unheard of. Okay. But it is an 8-team league. So I'm glad you guys have gotten really unique with this one. But it's got to be some variation of this. Okay. So 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. That's 7. Tight end makes it 8. And then 6 flexes would make it start 13, right? Okay, so it's the same idea, but 3 running backs and 5 flexes instead of 6 flexes. Okay. Oh boy, I think I know where we're going with this one. Your team, surprise, your team is ranked first. But he says, on a 3-peat streak, how aggressive should I be for JSN with this team? I offered Burden, Tet, a 27 first, and a second. Pulled the offer because USA... He countered wanting the 27, 101, and 102 on top of Tet and Luther Burden. He's my biggest threat, so I would help him more than anything, giving him these options. Okay. Look, I don't even have to go into the teams to know that you are... like, brother, what am I looking at? This is insane. I can pretty confidently say that I have never seen a team like this since I began covering content for you guys. So this will, I'm saying that because let God, this will kind of be almost comical, me trying to give you advice with this team. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. All right, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. So this team has Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase. I mean, you are starting in your lineup in a start 13. Allen, Daniels, Bijan, Gibbs, Genty, Chase, Puka, Amon-Ra, Bowers. And then in your flexes are full of scrubs, right? And those scrubs are Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jonathan Taylor, Amarion Hampton. And then your bench is full of scrubs. Just full of scrubs, man. Travion Henderson, Jadarian Price, Chase Brown, Carnell Tate, Emeka Egbuka. Look at these scrubs on the bench, man. Rashee Rice, Luther Burden. Oh, and by the way, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 firsts in a 8-team league. I think it comes as no surprise. There's a lot of haters in the chat. Let go, let God. Okay, there's a lot of haters in the chat. I'm not here to hate. Okay, now I'm here to tell you that however long this Dynasty League lasts, you have free money. Okay, so there are less than 1% of all teams ever submitted on the channel who have been given the tag Thanos from me. But this is absolutely going to be a Thanos. There's just no doubt about it. It's the definition of a Thanos. And an A+ doesn't even feel accurate enough. All right, it feels disrespectful to give your team an A+. It's funny because on the playbook we have like a hold section. And typically it's like really good unproven players, but like on your one, I'm gonna put like Luther Burden as a hold, you know, Colston Loveland as a hold, you know, like Jadarian Price. I mean, these are the guys that you're really wanting to kind of build around. Caleb Williams. Players that you can drop. Now, I was not sure I was even going to find a single name that you could drop, but if you need to drop a name, then you can drop Ryan Flournoy, and you can drop Jalen Wright. So I'm surprised that we found. I mean, what are you doing, man? What is this terrible team with Jalen Wright on it? Your team is terrible. Obviously, that's jokes. On the waiver wire, I do like Caleb Douglas, and I do like Mac Jones. I'm not sure how much they will ever contribute to your roster. I doubt they even see the light of day. But I think it's important to note that I do like those players. So, guys, I'm going to review any team that gets submitted, okay? I'm going to review any team that gets submitted. Okay, so, yeah. Look, incredible team. Well done. I mean, you don't make a team like this without probably winning a lot of trades that end up looking really bad for other people in hindsight. But I got to be honest. You know, Hammers Fly, what exactly is Hammers Fly doing here? I mean, this man, why would he care about the league, you know? But look, if I had a team, when I have teams like this, typically what I tell them is, let's consolidate and do what we can to get the best possible roster. Your team is already the best possible roster. You have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 5 running backs in Dynasty. You have the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, top 10 wide receivers in Dynasty. What exactly can we accomplish at this point? Not much. This might be the first time I've ever done a review and thought, I don't even know what trade idea to suggest. Because, yeah, I mean, giving that guy... first off, there's no way I'm going to send that guy the 101, the 102, Tet, and Burden for JSN. Right? That's not happening. I don't even know who you can trade for, dude. I really don't even know who you can trade for. Or why you would trade for someone. We could try get Devon Achane. Like, this is what I would do. I would do small little things like this where, like, you send, you know, let's say Rice and, you know, Chase Brown. You can afford to overpay. This would be a huge overpay in most leagues. You know, something like that. Like Rice and Chase Brown for Achane. If you don't want to give up Rice, you could do, you know, Ladd McConkey. But I don't know how to tell you to upgrade beyond this. I mean, you could do Rice and, if you want to keep Chase Brown, Jadarian Price instead. There's all different type of combos that you can do there, but transparently, your team has already reached maximum capacity. Like I said, I've probably looked at 5,000 teams in my time of Dynasty, and I have never seen a team like this. This is very easily the best team that I've ever seen, and I really don't know how you're supposed to improve it. But I want to make sure I answer whatever questions you have, Let Go, Let God. So let me know if you have any questions. But, yeah. What's the buy-in on this? I'd be curious. He says, that's what I was thinking. I think I'll pass on JSN and hope he gets off to a slow start or something so I can get him. I want to have an excuse to buy his jersey. Well, the alternative there is, like, if you really want him, you could just give him, like, Amon-Ra and Laporta or something. You know, you could do something small like Amon-Ra, McConkey, Amon-Ra, Stroud. You can afford to go that route, but on the waiver wire, the only people that interested me was Caleb Douglas and Mac Jones. But no one that I'm like overly... It's hard when like your 25th best player is a player that's starting in most dynasty leagues, you know. But I hope it's helpful. And you know what? I understand why everybody's hating in the chat, okay? I do understand, because they're probably thinking, like, what do you mean? Like, this is the best team. There has to be collusion, and maybe there is collusion, like, who knows? But ultimately, like, hey, congratulations, dude. Like, we say this all the time. Like, you can't make your schedule, you know. We were talking about Tyler Shuck on last week's stream, and Sammy was like, yeah, but he won games against all bad teams. Look, you can't determine some things. You can't determine how big or small your league is if you only have a certain amount of people in your community and your friends. All you can determine is how good of a team that you can build, and I don't see how you could possibly have built a better team than that. Okay? So, he says it's a free league between high school and college friends. Okay. So you're not actually winning money, but you're doing it for fun. Well, you're going to have fun watching that team for sure. Okay. Appreciate you, Let Go, Let God. You know what? Some of you guys are haters, okay? Just let the guy have fun, all right? Let him have fun, all right? Don't be a hater. Although I understand, because that's just a ridiculous team. Okay, JMO Craft. Do we have JMO Craft in the building here? Let me know if you're hanging out with us, JMO Craft. Team name is Fanical Effort. I'm going to imagine we probably will never see a team as good as what we just saw. That has set the bar about as high as it can possibly get. This is a one quarterback start 9. Okay, so this is the middle ground. And you are currently ranked 2nd on the site, by the way. You're good, Let Go, Let God. Yeah, I get that, Mike. Okay. So you are ranked 11th at quarterback here, 4th at running back, 11th at receiver, and 3rd at tight end. He says, full rebuild, pretty much sold all my contending assets. Still trying to move Pacheco and Shaheed. Have pretty good draft capital and a couple young cornerstones. Okay, let's have a look here. So again, one quarterback, start 9. Remember that, guys. One quarterback, start 9. All right, so untouchables on this team. You don't really have an untouchable, I would say, but for your build, like Omarion Hampton and Colson Loveland, those are guys that you're just not moving. It probably doesn't make sense to really move them off of your team. Everybody knows I love me some Antonio Williams. He would be a strong hold for me. Jonathan Brooks. It's not a surprise that I would be saying that name here either. Stream knows I love him as a hold. Let's add Jonah Coleman there. And let's add Jack Besh as well. Now, players that you can drop, transparently, you could drop a really good portion of this roster. And that's not meant to be rude, but like Casey Washington, I don't even know who the guy plays for anymore, honestly. Land Larson, you're going to have to tell me that that person's real. You're going to have to convince me that this person exists. All right, that is Brie Larson's brother, an industry plant. Let's make this easy. Everybody that I'm highlighting right now at receiver can be dropped pretty easily. Everybody I'm highlighting at running back right now can be dropped pretty easily. Okay? But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that your waiver wire is probably naked. It is. Your waiver wire is completely naked. That's just the reality when you have such big lineups. I mean, I would... If I were you, I would have a strong suggestion to your league to limit your roster spots, man. You guys have 6, 12, 18. I mean, this is just insane. You guys have... was like 56 roster spots or something crazy. You guys got to limit that. The waiver wire is worthless here. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that you're at minimum a 1-year punt. I mean, you might be a full rebuild. We don't want to be rebuilding for too long though. But here's what's weird. Like you have 1, 2, 3 first in 2027. That's going to help. I like the core of the team that you've got. So while it's not, you know, the strongest team, I do think a B+ is an appropriate grade here because you've got a really fun future and there's great foundations around this team. So in season, I know you mentioned Isaiah Pacheco. He's not going to have any value until the year begins, so you're not going to be able to sell him right now anyway. If I were you, I wouldn't be completely opposed to hearing out Marvin Harrison offers either. Is there anybody else that I'd be looking to sell? You're not going to be able to sell Shaheed. You just have to be realistic with that. Kyler Murray, maybe another name that you could look at moving. I mean, he will put up points. I don't think you want points on your roster. Okay, so with Isaiah Pacheco, in season, I would say is when you're going to get the most out of him. But as far as like right now, I do think Marvin Harrison is the one that you could sell right now for decent value. So if you can get a mid-future 27 first, I need to say future there. A mid-27 first would be awesome. If you can turn Marvin into a Mekhi Lemon as a rebuilder, if you can turn him into a Jordan Tyson, Luther Burden, right? Maybe you tack Isaiah Pacheco in this deal. Is there a running back needy team out there? Who has Gibbs? That might be an interesting question. Gibbs. Not really a player I love here. I was thinking... I don't think you get a Mecha Egbuka, but a Mecha Egbuka would be like best case scenario. And maybe you add, you know, Kyler Murray in this deal as well. Maybe you get back a third or second at best. But those are some moves that you could try with Marvin. For Pacheco in season, you're just looking for any second in any year or multiple thirds. I don't think you're going to get more than that. For Kyler Murray, is there a team that's contending that could use a quarterback? It's a 12-team league, so maybe we'll find one here. You might have to wait in season for him to really get some more value. Let's see. It's not a natural trade right now. I think you just need to wait until the until the season begins, and then see what sort of offers come in. Right now, I don't think you're going to get an offer that you're obsessed with, but I would just say sell high in season, whatever his price is. I can't really tell you. I mean, if he's out there as a top 5 quarterback on a points per game basis, then maybe there's some contender out there that's willing to send you a late first. You could easily get a second for him from a contender, but it's going to depend on what happens in season. But you've very much already clearly identified the path of this team. Stick to it. Don't waver. Stick to the plan. You've got a great young core. I mean, I love that core of Hampton, Judds, Tate, Concepcion, Loveland. That's a really fun core with a lot of young players that could be really good later on. So appreciate you big time, man. Thanks for letting me look at the squad. You'll get your playbook within the next 3 to 4 business days. Pierce 98. Do we have Pierce 98 or Potrowski? Are either of you guys in the chat right now? Let me know. Let's go to Pierce here. Team name is Like a Good Neighbors. And you are currently ranked, it looks like, 3rd in your league. We've got a Superflex Start 10, which is a common format, obviously. You are currently ranked 1st at quarterback, 3rd at running back, 4th at receiver, and 7th at tight end. And there isn't any context here, but there's your starting lineup. That's cool that we do that now. There's a tight end premium in this as well. I would say Jaden Daniels is definitely an untouchable. Bijan Robinson, another untouchable, obviously. It's a good little squad here. We've got our rookie draft upcoming, which is fun. Didn't know that we obviously some of you guys still have drafts out there. But the good news is I can definitely pull up the war room and we can look at a game plan for your rookie draft as well. Okay. So, players that I would like to hold on a team like this. Let's start with Jordan James. I do think there could be serious value in season if a injury were to occur to CMC. I'd also like to hold Jalen Knoll, who should be the starting slot for Houston this year. Keenan Allen, I want to hold just to see if he becomes anything. Sorry, not if he becomes anything. If he signs somewhere. Sorry, guys. Terrence Ferguson. Players that you can drop if you needed to clear space. Isaiah Davis. Dontavion Wicks. Evan Ingram. On the waiver wire. Okay. Yeah. Look, Malik Willis should definitely be rostered. As should Jalen Naylor. Those guys should both be rostered, in my opinion. Michael Mayer's out there if you want to stash him for next offseason. Not a bad team, though. In this format, we are starting Daniels, Purdy, we're starting Bijan, Bucky, Neighbors, Burden, Laporta. Then we are flexing Higgins, I guess Wilson, Metcalf. But we've also got that 101, so we can't forget about that. Yeah, I mean, right now, I'd probably give you that sleeper tag. I would probably say you're not a favorite in this league, but there's certainly a chance that you can improve this year. You've got enough good talent. And I think I would give you, this feels very much like B flat to me overall. However, great draft capital there with the 101. Adding a Jeremiah Love to this roster is going to be awesome. A starting lineup of Daniels, Purdy, Bijan, Love is just, that top four is great. If Burden breaks out, obviously that's another story as well. This is a 10-team league, so you actually have the 111. The 111 would be, you're going to be in Coleman. Actually, there's a tight end premium, right? So yeah, like I probably in this format would go Eli Stowers or Ty Simpson if he's there. You've also got the opportunity for a Jonah Coleman, which I think would be a good fit for your team. Beyond that, you know, get the best player available, whoever that is in your opinion. At the 101, if you were to trade it, we're not going to trade it. I mean, it would have to be a Gibbs. It would have to be a Bijan. It would have to be a Genty plus something. You know, otherwise we'll just stick and pick and keep the player, which I'm open to a Genty plus something if that's possible. But if you wanted to go more on a competitive route and you wanted to trade that, let's call it the 111, you know, Derrick Henry comes to mind. Travis Etienne comes to mind. For veteran receivers in that range, like a DJ Moore comes to mind. So again, that's if you're wanting to trade that pick and really go hard into like a contending mindset. You know, if you're drafting, let's say Jeremiah Love, and then you're adding a DJ Moore, a Derrick Henry, that's just going to really help your flex spot out a lot. I'm going to go ahead and put your war room in the Discord. Easy way to find that, by the way, in our Discord is under the LAN tab. You will see a war room text channel where you can save your war room there. But yeah, a sleeper team, like I said, I would not be opposed to looking at what Michael Wilson could get back in return in a trade. I'm open to shopping Jordan Love. Those are the two players I think make the most sense right now. As far as Jordan Love goes, like I have seen him be valued as high as a 104. I personally don't value him higher than any of those top 6 picks this year. You're in a super flex, right? Yeah. So if I can flip Love into Jadarian Price, Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, Tate, like all that, I would be ecstatic, you know, pulling that off. I also don't mind the idea of turning him into a running back. I mean, in today's startup, Jordan Love goes ahead of Scattaboo, Saquon, Javonte. So turning him into a Cam Scattaboo, I don't mind that idea. Javonte Williams is not a bad outcome for you. That puts you more in a contending mindset. You know, but let's add on to like Breece Hall is a good get there. Those type of names, I would just rather build around them instead. What receivers did he go around? He went around Dunze, Brian Thomas. Yeah, I don't mind moving him for those names. Michael Wilson, I would say any first in any year, we'd love to make that move. We can also tack on our 201 if you do a little combo there. Michael Wilson, the 201 for any first. I like kind of taking a lottery on a future season. That's really Michael Wilson and the 111. In this one, you could also package Michael Wilson plus the 111 here to try and get some sort of meaningful upgrade. So for example, doing that for kind of that same level of running back if we want to go out there and contend, right? The Javantes, the Scataboos, the Brees, Halls, the Chase Browns, you know, those level of names. Chase Brown was another name that we said there. At receiver, if you can package those together and, you know, get to the... funnily enough, I wouldn't mind doing that. No, let me not say that. I'm going to say Marvin Harrison, but probably don't want to make the bet on the same offense there. But a Lab McConkey, for example, Jalen Waddle, those type of names. Jameson Williams, maybe. But I like the team. I think if you move Jordan Love, it has a really good shot of putting you in a contending mode if you go with the right player. But those would be the moves that I would try and make. Appreciate you big time for letting me look at the squad. It's a good team. You're not the favorite yet, but you've got a really good foundation that you've built. And I could definitely see you becoming a serious contender. Got a couple trade questions here. So let's get to these trade questions, and then we'll jump right back into the reviews there with Potrowski. This is a Superflex 10-team start 13, a big lineup here. And someone is sending away Genty and a first for Rice, Makai Lemon, and 2 firsts. The way I view this personally is you can't really project that well between a mid and a late first, so let's call that even. So, would I send away Ashton Genty for Rashee Rice, Makai Lemon, and an early 27 first? Here's the thing. If that really is an early 27 first, if that really is, let's say, the 101, 102, 103, then I think it's fair value. It's a 10 team, but it is a start 13. So if you made this move, for example, you would be starting Superflex, right? So Drake May, Tyler Shuck. You'd be starting Ken Walker, CMC. At receiver, you would start London, Olave, Rice. That makes 7. At tight end, I guess Jake Ferguson. That makes 8. You would then have how many spots left to fill? You'd have to fill 5 more spots, which would be Makai Lemon could take one of those spots. Devontae Adams could take one of those spots. Parker Washington, Wan'Dale Robinson, Derrick Henry. I think it's a pretty fair trade, honestly. I struggle to move off of Genty right now, but this is a pretty fair trade. I would like to pull the chat for a second here. What do you guys think? I think the mid first and the late first probably cancel out. I think it all comes as a start 13, big lineup. I think it all comes down to how early that first and 27 really is. Like, if that ends up being the 106 and it's not actually an early first, I think you'll regret it. But it's a pretty good package, man. Go ahead and vote in the chat, y'all. Let's hear from some of y'all here. I want to make sure I'm not thinking about this incorrectly. We just got a Marshawn Lloyd report. Let's see. Lloyd is the fastest and quickest running back on the team. Ideally, he's the backup to Josh Jacobs, offering a unique change of pace and explosiveness. He can do things other guys can't. Yeah. I kind of agree with Mike. I'd hate to lose Genty, but in that format, might be hard to not take the value here. That needs to be seriously a projected early first. And if it is, then we'll take that side. Thanks, Cobb. Rowan. Rowan said, submitted a little trade question for you. Just got offered it 5 minutes ago. He would send away Jason in a third to get back Brees, Fannin, and a mid-27 first. Is this really a full tight end premium? So like 2 points per reception? Huh. This is an interesting one. If you made this move, you're going Mahomes, Ward, Cook, Brees, McMillan, Garrett Wilson, and then you are starting Fannin at tight end. You'd have 3 more spots to fill out, which would probably go to... Here's the problem. Who do those spots go to? Depth is really bad on this team. Whew, this is a tough one, man. It's another tough one. I'm already in a rebuild kind of mode, which is why I'm looking at to add picks. It is a full point premium though, Rowan? Is that right? In this format, Harold Fannin is probably going to cost more than a regular first. So you are getting 3 firsts worth of value for JSN at minimum. Man, it's close. It's close. 0.5 PPR for running backs, 1 PPR for wide receivers, and 1.5 for tight ends. Okay. In that case, I don't know that I'm obsessed with doing this deal. I mean, Colson Loveland is a no-brainer here. And you can send back like a Dobbins or something. If you're able to get Colson Loveland, it's a no-brainer. And if Dobbins isn't enough, I mean, could you send back, you know, like Brenton Strange in the third? Fannin, I'm not sure how confident I am in moving such a pillar of a name in JSN. I think I would need it to be Loveland instead. But the way I view this is you're basically getting 3 firsts for JSN, which is not a bad price. It's just you would expect more in the range of like 4 firsts for him. So it is close though. Yeah, I agree with Mike. Okay, we've got one more here. You can still submit a team review today if you'd like to get on the stream. Easiest way is by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. That'll automatically give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store for free. Definitely would encourage you. You can check out the link in the pinned comment. Although the other way to go about it is just by purchasing one a la carte. But yeah, I think the calculator is accounting for it being a full point premium. That might be why. But yeah, the calculator's not perfect. I mean, we say this all the time, right? Like, oftentimes in my leagues, people will send the calculator against me in my own rankings, and I'm like, sorry, that's not going to sway the way I look at, you know, like I'm not going to do a trade because my calculator says it's fair. It's a good reference point, but I don't think it's not what I would make the decisions based on, as you know, Rowan. Okay. Potrowski, what's up, man? We're going to have a look at your squad tonight. He is in a Superflex start 9. He says no true juggernauts in this league and want to push to be a contender. So Lightfoot's All-Stars. Okay, man, let's have a look. We've got Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Genty, Love, Olave, Wilson, Hunter, Wilson, Strange. We do have our first next year. Your untouchables are really it's that running back room that you're building around, right? Those are the two guys that you're wanting to be pillars of your team. Players that you could hold. You know what I'm going to say to start off with? Everybody knows I'm going to say Jonathan Brooks, my favorite hold this offseason. Chris Rodriguez, I also think is worth holding. Trey Harris could be a really fun breakout in year 2. I do like Eli Raridon as a taxi squad stash. If you needed to drop somebody, you could drop Riley Leonard if you wanted to. You could drop LaKent Allen if you wanted to. These are all names that you could comfortably move on from. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I just need to quickly get this for my designer. Let me put this in the right folder. Sorry, y'all. Okay. All right. So, let's continue here, though. Apologies. Okay, now on the waiver wire, do we have anything interesting? Okay. There's nothing that I am desperately trying to hold on to. Kevin Coleman is fun. Theo Johnson's fun, but there's no tight end premium here, so I'm not going to aggressively go look for that. Joe Mixon's worth holding until the season begins, just to make sure he doesn't have any job. Okay, so you said that you wanted to be pushing towards being a contender. Your lineup is Lawrence, Stroud, Genty, Love, Olave, Wilson, Strange. You need 2 flexes in this league, which would be Montgomery and then let's say Wilson. Maybe Wilson, maybe Downs. It's not the strongest team to go all in with, to be honest with you. But we will have a look at some options. I think you're more of a sleeper than a real serious contender, and we can definitely help you get more towards a contender. But yeah, I'll put this team at this feels very much like B- range to me. Good team. But I wouldn't say the favorite in your league by any means. Okay. So, if you want to contend, then you have your first in 27. You have a second in 27. The only other thing I could imagine doing is tearing down from Genty, because I don't see on their own Trevor Lawrence, Stroud, Love, Trevor Lawrence, Stroud, Wilson, Olave, Hunter, Strange. These guys are not returning big values. So I would be very cautious to send your 27 first right now. I think in season, I'd be more open to it, making sure that you're a serious contender. If you start the year, 6-3 or something, then I don't mind you going all in after that with a Javonte Williams, right? Kind of helping in your flex, or Chase Brown, for example. He might cost more than that in season, but that level of player, right? Chase Brown, if Bucky Irving is worth a first round pick at that time, if he's shining like he was previously, at the wide receiver spot, if you can go out there and add a receiver like a Zay Flowers, right? If he's the missing piece for you in that flex spot, like a Rashee Rice. Like, that's the point where I'm totally okay to do that. I think right now, though, it's risky because you are not a favorite in this league. So you might actually be a seller in season if you start like 3-6. Right now, you can go the cheap route and try and add like a DeAndre Swift for a second. Try and add maybe Derrick Henry is not a bad idea. If you send that second and that third, that could maybe help you. At receiver, Devontae Adams comes to mind. Mike Evans comes to mind. Right? These type of names here that can kind of push you over the top. The other idea, which I don't want to do, I don't want to send your first right now yet. I think the main goal I would have right now, if you want to try and be competitive, is see what those seconds can net you into. But with so many question marks on the team, like, what will Love be straight away? What will Stroud be this year? What's Montgomery going to look like in Houston? Will Brooks do anything? Will Rodriguez, will Hunter, will Wilson do anything? Will Strange be reliable? There's too many question marks for me to go all in. If you wanted to go all in, the other option is to tear down off of Ashton Jeanty, which I don't want to do, but I'll show you an example of what that could look like. So a tear down off of Jeanty could look like a... Let's find the right trade here. Okay, I'm not actually too opposed to this idea. Like a Marion Hampton plus Zay Flowers. Is that who that guy had? Yeah, Zay Flowers. I actually would be down for that type of deal. I don't think there's actually too much risk in a deal like that. Let's keep looking. Okay, so like a James Cook plus Emeka Egbuka, right? Those are the type of deals you're going to need. I don't really want to do like a Breece Hall, Jordan Addison. That's not going to be enough for me. It's not going to make enough sense to lose such a quality player. Okay, I don't hate Walker, but Walker Rice is just too risky, and that guy doesn't have a first next year. I will say Javonte Williams plus Malik Neighbors would be awesome. That depends on how worried that guy is about Malik Neighbors. But yeah, not a ton of options, unfortunately, there to tear down. So, look, man, I think your best bet is to try and use those seconds to add a veteran. If that doesn't work, then in season, wait to sell your first until you know you're really a competitor. And if you really want to force the needle, then you could go ahead and send the Jeanty offers out if you'd like to. But I appreciate you big time, my friend. You should get your playbook within the next 3 to 4 business days. What's up, Conqueror? I see you in the chat. He says, hey, how are you? I don't know if I did it right, but I submitted a team review on the website. Yes, you did do it right. I got you here, my friend. So we can definitely have a look at your team. Okay. But we've got Kevin right ahead of you. He also submitted one, but I'll definitely get to yours, Conqueror. For sure, my friend. Brizzleton says, is that the 898th team playbook? Yes, that would be, actually. And that would make Kevin number 900, or sorry, number 899. And King Conqueror will end up being 900 then. Which is cool, yeah. So 1,000 is crazy to think about. But yeah, maybe we should do some party for that when that happens. Do some giveaways and make it a big old celebration. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I see you, Conqueror. Don't worry, you're good, man. Okay. All right, Kev. Let's have a look. So, team name, Kev, is 99 Problems and A-Rich is 1. That's actually brilliant. That's brilliant. I've never heard that one before. That's very unique. I like it a lot. Your format is a Superflex start 9. So let's keep that in mind. We're in a Superflex start 9. You are ranked 6th at quarterback, 6th at receiver, 5th at wide receiver, or at running back, and then 5th at receiver, and then 1st at tight end. It says, hey, Zach, won the league back in 2022 on the back of JT and Eckler, then went full dump and rebuild, got many picks for 23 and 24, just traded JT for T, a late 27 first and a second, and Katron loved that. Okay, let's check it out. There's no tight end premium here. Okay, so straight off the bat, Ashton Genty is going to be your main untouchable with Trey McBride. Players that we want to hold on this team. Let's start with Zay Flowers. I just feel like he's a little bit underrated right now. I'd like to hold him. Katron Allen's a fun hold. You just traded for him. Let's see what he could become. I also like Carson Beck just because I think he'll have a chance to start this year. And Damond Claiborne. Players that you could drop. There's not really names I really desperately want to drop here. If you had to, I'd probably be looking at like Mayer and, yeah, probably Anthony Richardson. But I don't really want to drop anyone necessarily. On the waiver wire, I will say, though, there are two really interesting names. Skylar Bell, I think, has to be rostered. And I do like Caleb Douglas as a free ad as well. I guess I would... would I drop Richardson? I don't know. I probably would be willing to drop Mayer for Skylar Bell, though. It's not a tight end premium, right? No tight end premium. Okay, but with this team, okay, in a start 9, we are starting Dart Murray, Genty, Judkins, Thomas, Zay Flowers, Trey McBride, Marvin, and Higgins. It's a good team. It's a good lineup there. Depth is probably your biggest issue. There's not a ton of depth there. But, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the edge of calling you like a sleeper and a contender. Let's we've had a lot of people with this sleeper tag today, but I think you fit well under that tag. So let's go with a sleeper for you, and I think B flat is an appropriate grade as well for a team like this. Kev is here, by the way. It's awesome to see. You have 2 firsts in 2027. I like to see that. I do think you could maybe use your 27 first, depending on who that other first is from as well. The other first is from Won't You Be My Neighbors. And that team is ranked 3rd. And it's a good team, too. Yeah, so, look, I mean, you do not have to sell your first, okay? That's not at all what I'm saying. What I am saying is, I've talked about this in a video before. This is the video I released 8 days ago. Time to sell your 27 firsts. In my experience, people are very willing to pay really good players for 27 firsts right now. And that's why I am interested. And I think your league, like if you could sell those first and put yourself in a real spot to win, I'm not opposed to it. So, for example, let's have a look. If you sell your 27 first, for example, George Pickens, I think would be a great addition for your roster. If you add a Pickens, then you could honestly you could sell a Marvin if you wanted to for a running back equivalent. You could sell Pickens for a running back equivalent. Pickens is in like that Cook range, Ken Walker range. That would be a great outcome for you. If you can sell that first for, like, for example, Luther Burden, who's a young player who you can still build around and win championships. Also, I saw that guy had Chase Brown. I can't tell you how many Chase Brown trades I've seen for 27 firsts. And I'll paint you a picture in a second, but I'm just telling you like equivalent names. Javonte Williams, maybe that's a trade you only feel comfortable doing in season. But I think Javonte is going to end up having a really nice year. I I also feel comfortable doing it for like Breece Hall. Obviously, if you're able to do it for like a James Cook, it's a no-brainer. Ken Walker, it's a no-brainer, right? But let me paint this picture for you. So, let's say you're able to get 2 of these deals done. Let's say you add Chase Brown, which seems very realistic, and George Pickens, or you also were able to go add, Breece Hall. Like, if this team were to add a Breece Hall and a Chase Brown, your lineup goes to Dart, Murray, Genty, Chase Brown, Zay Flowers, Brian Thomas, McBride. And then you are flexing 2 names, and that's probably a combination of Judkins, Breece, or Pickens can be involved there. Like, this is a good lineup here. If you want to go even further all in, you could look at moving like Omar Cooper plus like a Michael Wilson, package those guys together, and maybe that gets you into the receiver range of a, let's see. Okay, so AJ Brown, that would be like a real all-in type of move from you if you were to do something like that. Like AJ Brown, Lab McConkey. You know what could be doable? Rashee Rice, right? Interesting way to spell it there. So right now, your game plan probably, Kevin, is to kind of hold pat. But in season, if you feel like you're a serious contender, then you could go out and make some of these moves. I love the idea of being one of the favorites in your league. But right now, probably best to hold pat. In season, these are the type of trades that I'd like to make where I just completely go all in if I feel like I got a shot. If you think you're making the playoffs, why not go as hard as you can to get the best team possible this year? But those would be my main ideas. Kev, I see you in the chat. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's anything that I didn't answer or didn't address that you would have wanted me to address, now's a great time to ask. I'd be happy to have a geese at anything that I didn't have a geese at. But yeah, dude. Appreciate you big time. It's a good team. I know it feels safe having those multiple firsts, but it just depends on how you're playing the game, right? My goal is to win a championship ultimately, but it will suck. I will admit when you get to the season, when you get to draft season, and if you don't have a 27 first, hey, maybe you send one of those firsts away. There's nothing wrong with that either. All right. Conqueror, let me know if you're in the chat, my friend. You have a team here that we're looking at. It's called the Temu Orphans. And it's a Superflex Start 10. On the site, you're ranked 7th at quarterback, 6th at running back, 8th at receiver, and 8th at tight ends. He says, what route would you take with this team? I just chose Tyson and Jeremy Bernard as my first 2 picks. So let's have a look here. Not a bad outcome, by the way. Tyson at the 105 really doesn't ever happen. So it's a pretty good outcome, man. I haven't seen Jordan Tyson go at the 105. In fact, in all of our real rookie draft ADP, Tyson fell to the 5 spot twice all year. So good value to get him there. Okay. So untouchables on this team. I wouldn't say you really have any untouchables. You've got some good players, but none that I would deem untouchable. Bashul Tootin is worth holding, seeing if he can win out that job in Jacksonville. I think at this point, Arondé Gadsden is worth holding. I just don't think he's worth much in the market anymore after the Njoku signing. Not to say that he's dead or anything. I want to hold Tyreek Hill just because I want to flip him in season if he signs somewhere. Hard to say he's going to have an important roster spot on an NFL team anymore. If you want to drop somebody, you can drop plenty of options here. You know, if you want to drop Justin Fields, that's not crazy. Taj Brooks is not a crazy player to drop. Calvin Austin, Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave might be the first name I would drop there, actually. On the waiver wire, Chris Rodriguez has got to be rostered. Got to be rostered. I'd also say Jalen Tolbert is worth rostering with so many question marks in that on that depth chart. Look, man, it's a start 10. Your starting lineup is Nix, Dart, Taylor, Saquon, McMillan, Olave. But there's just, you have to start a Kyle Williams maybe, a Kincaid in the flex. This team is just not good enough. And yes, you did add Jordan Tyson. I don't know. I just don't think you're really good enough to be a serious contender. If this was my team, I probably would punt this for 1 year. I think you've got to, I've seen far worse orphans, by the way. But I probably would punt this team for this year if I could. That's if I get equivalent value to the players I want to sell. If you can't sell, then you could just hold. Okay, so, but right now in your draft, you've already kind of hit on those two important picks like Tyson and Bernard. So the third and fourth round is a complete wasteland. So we're not going to go too in depth on that because I just feel like it's not going to be all that helpful for you. Yeah, as far as like a team grade goes, I kind of lean like a B- on this one. Definitely not the worst team I've ever seen. So I'll just say, like, if you punt, okay, I'll give you two paths, and if you compete. So if you punt, then we're probably looking to sell Jonathan Taylor at max value. Let's try that again. Jonathan Taylor. There we go. At max value. Saquon Barkley at max value. Those are the main guys I'd be looking to move off of. Okay. So for Jonathan Taylor, we're wanting 2 future firsts. Okay, I don't think you can net 3, but I do think 2 future firsts is reasonable. Is there a team out there where you could do a tear down with? Let's say like a Judkins. This guy doesn't really have much to offer, unfortunately. But let's keep looking. Okay. Taylor's a hard tear down, I will say. Not a lot of good fits for a tear down. Okay, like Chase Brown. Chase Brown plus Zay Flowers. Right? Like something like that. But that's more of a contending move anyway. So you'd prefer to get the draft capital instead if you're not competing. I would say this is more of this is more like a move if you are competing. Oh. What about Travion and this guy's first if you were to punt? Travion Henderson plus a 27 first. Don't mind that as an idea. Man, there's not a lot of perfect there really isn't a perfect partner for you with this idea here, unfortunately. For Saquon, you're wanting to get a mid-future first if you sell him. Conqueror says, I picked this team up last year. I tried going Taylor 105 for Kyron and Nico. And they said no? They really said no to that? Honestly, in hindsight, I'm glad they said no, dude. Because Jonathan Taylor and the 105 we know is Jordan Tyson is a better package than Kyron and Nico. So, yeah, I'm glad that did not work out, honestly. But if you want to go out and compete, you know, you can look at sending that 27-second away. And we want the Mike Evans type of players, right? Like Mike Evans. We talked about this on the previous team as well. But Devontae Adams. Who else would be in that range for me at receiver? Evans, Adams, Christian Watson. I don't think you can get a first from Christian Watson. Yeah, those are the type of players. Probably not enough to get a DJ Moore. Although also I'll add Terry McLaurin there. He's also another name. So the way that you contend with this roster, number one, if Jordan Tyson is competitive straight away, that gives you a great chance. Olave and Tyson on the same team, not ideal, but you got huge value on Tyson in this draft. So if we had a lineup of Dart, Nix, Taylor, Saquon, McMillan, Olave, Gadsden, and then our flexes are Tootin and Tyson. If Tyson were to break out, if Taylor and Saquon are carrying you, there's totally a chance that you could be competing there. You know, you add a veteran like Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Adams, or Watson, then that's an option as well. Obviously, if you start the year and you're like 3-6, then the good news is you tried to compete, but also we know, based off the Dynasty trade dial, that the best time to sell a running back is in season as well. So Taylor and Saquon probably net you the most return in season anyway. But yeah, I'm not really doing much with my quarterback room here. Don't feel a need to move receivers that you've got. Tight end is not the strongest for you, I will admit, but it's not a tight end premium league. In between those top three, you should have a good enough streamer on your hands. But honestly, Conqueror, I'm glad that trade didn't happen for you. I think you might have regretted that trade in the end. So that's a little bit of a blessing in disguise. But I think there's two pathways here, and they're very clear. Right now, I wouldn't be opposed to sitting that second for a veteran. This is really the one move I'm not as in love with, but I would do this. I would do this. If you do this Taylor move, you're definitely all in. Like any combination of these two moves, a Chase Brown, Flowers, and adding one of these veterans puts you pretty much all in. But in season, if you want to hold form right now, you can definitely sell Taylor and Saquon on a high. But let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything that I didn't answer, Conqueror. I think for an orphan, to be honest with you, like I've seen a lot of orphans that are far, far worse than that. Like that's a pretty tame orphan. I've seen some pretty bad ones. So yeah. But let me know if you have any final questions there, Conqueror. What's up, Barrett? Yes, sir. Anybody who wants a team review, that's just the way we do it over here. All right. I just try and take some time out of my day, obviously, show you guys some love and tell you what I would do with your team. But best way to get a team review is by becoming an annual Mother Flocker member with the code LAND on the Flock Fantasy website. Alternatively, you can get one through the a la carte store. But that is the best bang for your buck. You become an annual Mother Flocker member, you're going to get free access to the site. Obviously, the team review hotline, which is 6 trade question vouchers. You can get into a land dynasty league that we do. But appreciate it, Conquer. Thanks for letting me have a look at the squad. Guys, I appreciate you so much hanging out. A couple things that you need to know. Okay, a couple things that you need to know. Number one, I will be live streaming on Wednesday on the Fantasyland Football channel. If you've not subscribed over there yet, I will go ahead and spam that in the chat, okay? And I would love for you guys to join me. I would love for you guys to join me. I've got a big announcement to make there. I'm really excited about a small little change that I'm going to announce for our off-season schedule. But also go check out all the content that I'm releasing over there. It's been awesome to see you guys show some love, and we've got breakout video that just dropped. I am very excited about Cam Scattaboo. You can hear exactly why. We also have the Kronos League that just dropped on landleagues.com. So definitely go enter that if you're already a Land Annual Month of Flocker member. If you become a brand new one, then feel free to DM me. I'll make sure we fast track you into that league if you want to be a part of a Land League. But that's it for today, gang. I'll see you guys very soon. Nothing but love. Enjoy the rest of your night.